Hello, everybody.
Yo.
Welcome to part 2 of episode 10 of the Anime Mystics podcast.
Man, so fast.
Yeah. I'm Roman.
This is Steven Sonosuke-sama.
And on this part of the episode, we're going to be talking a bit about Fanime, because we were both there.
Yes.
Although I was not there to have fun.
Purely business.
Yeah. And we're going to cover E3, since that was, well, it's Monday now, so that was last week.
Yes.
And I'm going to do my BanG Dream recap of all the events that I missed during Fanime and E3 and all that. So you're going to have a good portion of BanG Dream as well.
Cool.
Even if you don't want it.
Just going to take it.
Yeah.
Like those unwanted things you gotcha.
Exactly. So yeah. For those who are in the Bay Area, you know that Fanime was during Memorial Day weekend.
Yes.
What was that, the 24th through 26th or 7th?
Something like that, yeah. Sounds right.
I usually am never able to go, but I made it a point to go this time because I had a ton of stuff I needed to sell.
Shoutouts to Tariba.
Yes,
Tariba.
And later part of that year, before I went, DC7 and iCatch, because I did have some stuff from them too. But I had 12 large boxes of items to sell, mainly plush, 2 boxes of figures, and a bunch of miscellaneous items. Like, I had one of those 3D mouse pad, a couple of 3D mouse pads, a clock for Konosuba, a bunch of little, what do you call it? Little, what are the mascot plushies?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had a couple of posters for Uma Musume.
You had like a blanket or something?
You had a blanket for Fate Last Encore?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a bunch of different things.
Those replica swords, one from Dragon Quest and Excalibur Morgan from Heaven's Feel.
Yes.
From Saber Altar.
Which was actually pretty small.
Yeah. I think they said it was like 2 feet.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
The Dragon Quest sword was bigger. At least the box was. I don't know about the actual sword.
It was all padding and styrofoam.
Yeah. The only thing I found a little weird about the swap meet was that it was on the day before the convention actually started.
Yeah, on day 0.
And then the first day of the convention.
Yeah, on Friday.
And then that was it.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have it for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
If they did, I would have stayed the whole weekend. But
totally.
You know, what can you do? Only 2 days. I got to make the best of it, and I did very well.
Yeah, you look like you were booming.
Especially the first day.
Yeah.
I sold half of what I had, I think.
Wow.
So I had 6 boxes. No. I sold 4 boxes.
Oh, okay.
Worth of stuff. Then the second day, I sold another 5 boxes.
Jeez.
So I had 3 boxes left by the time I left.
Wow.
Sold all of my Nessos except for 2, because I ended up doing a sale at the end where they were $25 each, but if you bought 2 of them, you got them for $40.
Yeah.
So you saved $10.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And the people in the dealer hall were selling them for like $30, $35 each, which also made me wonder why people weren't buying them faster.
Right.
I had one dude off like for one item offer me a ridiculous price.
Did you take it?
No.
Oh.
I'm still trying to make money.
Got it.
Plus, it was they're supposedly pretty popular.
Okay.
But I didn't see really anybody really buying them. Like, a lot of people were looking at them like, "Oh my god, this is so soft," and then they put it back and leave.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds like a regular vendor's hall.
Thankfully, I had them all in plastic, so they don't get all grimy from everybody touching them.
Yeah.
That and everything, like all the figures, they were new, so everybody's like, "Can I look at this and see the quality? Like, see if it's okay?"
Yeah.
Because I don't want to buy it if it's like broken or anything,
right?
Missing pieces. And I'm like, well, I mean, it's brand new, so you can open it, but it's going to be in its plastic on the inside.
Yeah, it's because the internet, especially like eBay, is notorious for those knockoffs.
Yeah.
And they're so convincing. It's like you go on there and you see the price is like, oh, everywhere else is having it for like $70, and then you find this guy selling it for like $7, and you're like, oh wow, and then you look, where's it coming from, and then it's like China, and you're like, oh, gotcha.
Well, I think just about everything is made in China anyway, right?
Yeah, but it's like some are good made in China, and some are, some I should say are made in China, contracted by Japan, and then some are just made in China, made by China.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
One of the biggest issues I had, though, was getting my boxes into the venue. Because I had so many.
Yeah.
I didn't have a cart. These guys ended up helping me out the first day, most of the time. Like, up until the front door when you and everybody else showed up.
Yeah.
Apparently, the guy that was helping me was a friend of yours.
Yes. Really weird. He's a good guy, great guy, and it was just kind of funny like that. But I'm not surprised. That's how he is.
He was like, "Wait, Steven?"
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you know him? He goes, "Yeah." It's like, oh, wow, okay. Didn't expect that, but
yeah,
nice. And then it was a lot easier when you and like 6 other people showed up and we got all the boxes inside. Because I was a sweaty mess before I even got to the door. The second day wasn't so bad, but I did notice that the people that were running it were a lot more lax the first day. Because, remember, they let your friend Eden sell in my spot as well.
Right.
Second day, they were checking everything and making sure, like, all my boxes to make sure what I had was okay, and so they could take a look at it and make sure they already knew what I was selling. And I'm like, what the heck? You didn't do this yesterday.
Someone was selling that contraband Yahweh. That's why.
Yeah.
You need to check it at the door.
Apparently, that's fine. You can sell hentai stuff. You
Yes.
just have to have it in a clear container and marked that it's not safe for children.
I mean, Yahweh shouldn't be safe for anybody, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Anywho.
But it was a good experience. If I am still here next year, I do plan on going again. I'm already trying to restock.
Nice.
Although I'm not playing as often and as much as I used to.
Yeah.
So hopefully I don't end up with another 12 boxes that I have to carry. How'd you enjoy the swap meet? Since you were actually walking around a little bit.
I liked it. I thought it was pretty fun. It's always interesting, especially like the retro video games. I always find it funny when people bring that stuff out, as well as the people that are selling strategy guides. And I'm like, I know y'all got that from GameStop. It's all good though. Can't blame you. I ain't even mad at you. I understand the hustle.
No, but I got this from EB Games.
Okay. All right, Funko Land.
Yeah, Funko Land.
But I mean, it's like you said too. I appreciate you doing Madoka's work there, because I pretty much bought all my stuff from you. All the stuff I bought. One thing I bought Micah the Nestoberry from Blend S. That's the only thing I bought from Dealer's Hall. Everything else I got from you. So swap meet is where your dreams come true.
Yeah.
And then some other friends of mine, they came around later, and you saw us. We were all hanging out and all that. And I don't know. I think they bought some stuff from you too, as well, right?
Yeah, some of them bought stuff.
Yeah. So, and then we were walking around. They bought some more stuff. So, swap meet is always like the best place to start. You could go in and kind of gauge everything and see what's up. Yeah. So, I had fun. I thought the swap meet worked. And when you stock up again, I'll probably take another look, and maybe I'll probably buy more stuff off you. Probably. Just seems better that way.
The second day, the people that were behind me.
Yeah.
I guess they thought they could just walk around in my space.
Oh, yeah.
Because they kept doing that.
Wow.
I had to be like, look, this is my area.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I didn't mind at first because they weren't blocking my walking path.
Yeah.
But then after a while, they're like putting their waters and their bags in my space. And I'm like, look, I'm sorry, but this is my area. Yeah. You gotta move your stuff out of the way so I can at least walk around.
Yeah.
And they did. They were cool about it, so,
Yeah, looking at the spaces, it was tough to say, like, where yours begins and where's yours end.
Yeah.
So I can understand how that kind of stuff happens. It was really small spaces, all things considered.
Yeah.
it sounds like everyone was just doing their best.
Yeah, and I mean, I didn't mind if they walked around in it. They need to get around too.
Yeah.
It was when they started blocking my walking path that I was like, I gotta mention something.
For reals.
Because, I mean, like you said, it's a small space. We all gotta kind of share it.
Yeah.
A little bit, at least.
Yeah.
But, other than that, I didn't really have any complaints about it. Like I said, I did really well. Sold... I started out with 12, ended up with 3, so I sold 9 boxes. I made a pretty decent amount of money. At least, compared to what I usually make. It was basically a paycheck.
Nice.
Is what I made.
Nice. Was it enough to recoup what you spent?
Oh, definitely not.
Okay.
I knew no matter what I sold there, I was going to lose out. But, as long as I made some of it back,
okay,
it was fine. Because Toriba, they're, like I've said many times, they're tricky when it comes to getting your money. They see a machine is doing well. Oh, everybody's winning it pretty easily. Okay, time to make the claw weaker.
Yeah.
Time to add some tape to this.
Yeah.
Let's just change the whole thing out.
Yeah.
And put it into a different machine. They'll do that.
Yeah. Bastards.
What makes it even worse is sometimes they'll, as you're playing, they'll fix the box. Like they'll put it back in the starting position.
Wow.
I think sometimes it's an accident, like they don't think you're actually going to play.
Yeah.
And they put a hand in to fix it.
Yeah.
And before your thing moves, they put it back where it should be. Like, back in the starting position after you spent like $50. That gets people angry.
I can imagine.
Yeah. Or sometimes it'll just crash on you after $60. And then the next person behind you gets it in one shot. Also makes people angry.
You sound like you've experienced this before.
I haven't experienced that specifically.
Okay.
Any of those? I just hear stories and see videos of that happening to other people. For me, it's more the glue and the tape and the weak claws. Like they'll have multiple machines for each prize when they first come out.
Yeah.
And I usually find one that I think looks good, and then I'll spend $40 there and go, I should stop. And then I'll find another machine and I'll spend 10 and get it.
Nice.
And I'm like, I should have just checked them all first.
Yeah.
But I end up wasting $50 to get a prize figure that's maybe 25.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. That's why I stick with iCatch and DC7 now for those. So I can get DC7 especially. If you spend a certain amount of money, they'll put it in a winnable position for you.
Nice.
iCatch, that's just a little easier for you to win. So I try to focus on those two for figures, and I'll just do random like miscellaneous items from Toriba if I can get like good ones. But yeah, stocking up again. So hopefully next year I can go.
All right. We'll have to do this again then next year. We'll see what you got.
Yeah. Hopefully they have a lot of good stuff coming in so I can get some good stuff.
For us.
All I know is right now there's a lot of RAM and RAM.
It's almost as if they got a second season or Isekai Quartet is going or something.
Yeah. But no Amelia.
I mean...
That makes me a little upset.
Nothing of value was lost.
Oh, there was a lot of value lost.
I love RAM.
I know. Okay, so what do you got as far as the...
So, Fanime?
Fanime.
So, I mean, outside of the swap meet, that was like kind of day zero. I'm going to try to blitz through all of this because I'm kind of all over the place. It was kind of my first time kind of touching on old things that I used to do. So, I went back and I cosplayed for the first time in almost like 6 years was the last time I cosplayed. And so I did 2 cosplays. I was a platelet from Cells at Work.
Right.
And I attended that gathering. And then I was Julius Caesar from Fate Grand Order from a craft essence that's from the Battle in New York event that hasn't come out yet. That'll be next year for FGO USA players, but it was last year for FGO JP players. And my friend, she did Cleopatra from the same craft essence. So together, Caesar and Cleo. So let's start with that. So the Cells at Work gathering that went down on Friday, And it was pretty cool. We were in the convention center. We were kind of towards the bottom.
Right.
It was pretty decently sized. Like, there was at least 50 or 70 of us, and there was a lot of representation. We had just about every major character covered, including, I think it was the Neutrophil, I think. Is that the pink one? Even they were there. Even we had one of those. Bunch of platelets, bunch of macrophage, bunch of killer T, bunch of white, bunch of red. We even had a couple of mast cells, including my friend who was super ridiculously shy about it. We had some B cells. Oh, man. We even had a virus.
A virus?
We even had a virus show up. I think it was the very first virus. He showed up.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that episode, so I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, he came through, and it was pretty rad. And you know, it was this was just an idea that just came to my head last year. And I just wanted to get my group of friends to do a group cosplay. And apparently they warned me that my group of friends was notorious for always talking about doing these group-based things, and then as the day gets closer, they just bail. They just drop out. And I said, you know what? Fuck that. If I'm going to be doing this, we're doing it. We're going. And no. And especially if I'm going to buy a cosplay and invest money and time and do all this, I was like, no, we're doing it. And it didn't really require as much push as I figured, but we got it done. We got it done. It happened. I was pretty happy with it. And I also am keeping the pieces for platelets because I'm going to use those shorts probably in Vegas in August when I go to Evo. Nice. And then the sky blue shirt from Playlet I've actually been using as my workout shirt. So that's what I've been wearing to the gym. Because, you know, every day with platelets, they're working hard, man.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this, some of the photogs have actually posted pictures, so maybe I will post their albums to the Anime Mystics group. I took some photos on my own, so those will probably be going up on the Instagram. So I might break it up into just normal haul shots that I took on my phone, and then it'll be from the Sales at Work gathering, and then it'll be from the Fake gathering. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and jump into that then. So then at the Fate Gathering, there was the same thing. There was huge representation. There was even like a Bradamonte who came out at Christmas time. I was surprised. I was like, wow. You know, we had Hokusai, a bunch of like Gilgamesh. We had a Napoleon. I was like, wow. Yeah, there was just about everybody was there. And you know, I have to be honest here that I was actually caught kind of off guard because I'm so used to going to cons and I'm kind of the dickhead that asks the cosplayers for photos. Like, I'm the guy and I'm just like, hey, can I get your photo? And I'm the one that causes the cosplayers to kind of be in this panic where, you know, they want to put down their bag or their purse or their backpack, and they're all like, oh man, and then they got to put their gloves on or fix their leggings and all that. And I'm just there kind of standing like, yeah, that's cool, man, that's cool. But at the gathering, and pretty much on Saturday afternoon, that happened to me. Like, they were coming up to me and asking for my photo, and I was just like, wait, what? And I was all like, you want me? You want Fat Caesars? Like, no, don't you want Cleopatra? No, we want you. Or yeah, both of you, that's fine. So, being approached was just so surreal. Like I said, I'm so used to being the guy doing the asking that when you're the guy getting asked, it's like, I'm the one now, but like, oh, I got like the bag on because I was using the platelets bag to hold my stuff because the pockets I had on my pants were just wasn't happening. Yeah, so I was using my platelets bag, and I was like, oh, now I gotta like run and put the bag down and get it out of the picture, and you know, then pose and find Cleopatra to pose or pose on my own, and it was wild, you know, and you know, I can't say how much fun that I had and all the different characters. I'm really looking forward to getting the photos up on Facebook. Even my roommate, they cosplayed as Nero, and so as Julius Caesar, I keep making the running joke that, oh, you cosplayed my great niece. So I'm like, haha, you're my great niece, haha. So, you know, it was good times. It was really good times, and it reminds you of why you dump so much money into this gacha, or you follow the anime, or you read the manga, or you played the visual novel game. You did some naughty stuff that you don't need to tell me about when you played the visual novel, but it's like that. The Fate community is wild, but it's fun, and that's why we keep coming back, more or less. Before the gathering, my friend and I, we were at the Westin Hotel, which was right across the street from the convention center. And I was there with another friend who was a photog, and I was like, let's just do a photo shoot. Let's get some photos. And as I'm walking in, there was a Jeanne d'Arc and a Jeanne d'Arc Jalter. They were walking on the other side of the table because they kind of have this ballroom kind of a thing when you walk in their main hall. And I just overheard them. They were like, oh my God, that's Caesar. And again, I'm just like, that's me. I'm the guy they're talking about. And I haven't done this in years, and I forgot that, that's kind of the feeling. But I did get the bug again to do some cosplay, and so my idea is for next Fanime, I want to do a Phoenix Wright ASIC Attorney group. So we're going to see how that plays out. And I'm going to try to do, I would like to do Soljiro from Persona 5 later this year, as well as another version of Caesar. So we'll see how that all comes about. But
nice.
I'll have the photos, all those photos going up as soon as possible. Maybe this weekend. My plan is I don't have anything going on, so maybe I'll just finally get to sit down and just get these photos off my phone, and we'll get those on the Anime Mystics Instagram. Follow us there if you're not already. And I hope you guys enjoy it as much as we enjoyed shooting them. And as always, hey, just comment and tag if you know people that are in the Fate community. Feel free to share that around. That brings me to the other thing too, is photo shoots in general. I also participated in a couple of photo shoots helping my friend out when she was here, because she was up here visiting, and so it was kind of funny to be just kind of like the director and doing poses or holding the backdrop or holding the light up. It was kind of surreal, and then even like peeling her out of her cosplay because it was just stuck. It's fun. It was fun times. It was really, really intense.
Nice.
And then I visited the game hall. I didn't actually go to the game hall until almost like Sunday, but
wow.
I was impressed on how they displayed everything, how they had the stage set up, because I actually was a staff member last year, and I worked the gaming hall, and I was in charge of the gaming stage because it was the first year they had ever done that. And so seeing what they were doing, the tournaments, I went in the middle of the Overwatch tournament. Okay. And so that was pretty rad. It was the giant screen. It almost had like an Evo vibe to it. The chairs in front of the big screen and all of that. So the game hall was good. And then, of course, all the arcade games, the DDR games and all that going on. I didn't get to watch any of the tournaments, unfortunately, but I did have a chance to talk to someone in the Artist Alley, and they had a bunch of fighting game stuff. And so I had a conversation with them about they were from Chile. And so I just had a conversation with them about, fighting games in South America. And he said Chile, and I was like, oh, then Kane Blue River, the Evo champion for Marvel vs. Capcom 3 from Chile, Ultimate Marvel 3. And, he's like, oh, yeah, we know him. And I was like, well, it's Chile. There's only like, 7 of you guys coming out of Chile, right? So I'm kidding. So I had a conversation with him, and that was pretty cool. He goes, this was on Saturday morning, and so he said on Friday night he was in the game hall, and he had won the rhythm game tournament. So it was pretty cool. It's definitely pretty cool. I bought some stuff from him. And yeah, it was the game hall.
The main rhythm game BanG Dream?
If they did a BanG Dream tournament, I would have told you.
Oh.
I would have been like, yo, get down here now. Maybe next year. We should tell him that.
Yeah.
I know the guy that runs the game hall too. I'll just be like, yo, you got to do a BanG Dream tournament. Nice. But yeah, so the game hall was intense. Now, the last thing that I have to talk about Fanime, and it's always because it's after hours, so this is the last thing that we get to talk about. So, I don't know if you heard, but they pushed all the hentai and R18 stuff over to the Doubletree Hotel, which is basically over the freeway. But they called it Silver Island. What's up?
Sketchier side of the...
Yeah, basically, right? And what's funny was that they had a shuttle that was, like, running. Like, 24 hours the shuttle was running, so we call it the hentai bus. Because it's taking you over to where all the hentai is. So they called it...
They should have gone all the way and put, like, tentacles on the bus. That would have been awesome.
Curtains.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Call it the Yamate.
Yes.
Yamate Oni-chan. Man, it was... I didn't go, but I did hear that they did other stuff. That's actually also where they had the R18 Artist Alley. So when you want to do all your lewd and nude stuff, you would go sell it over there. And I think they also had the same deal with a swap meet too. So you can go sell all your dojins and hentais. I guess after you're done with swap meet, just go sell over there. And then they also had like a casino apparently. Okay. So it was kind of like, you know, they did put stuff there to really make it worth your while. It wasn't just like, come watch hentai over here. We put all the hentai over here. They actually did some stuff.
That would have drew a crowd anyway, but...
Yeah. I heard mixed reviews. I heard some people say it was all right. Some people say it wasn't worth it. Some people said this was dumb. But, you know, it was the first year they're trying something new. Mm-hmm. So maybe next year I'll actually go and officially investigate and see what's going on.
Investigate.
Yeah. I'll have you know that my folder is labeled homework. Ignore the 2 terabyte size.
Yeah.
But anyways.
A lot of homework.
A lot of homework.
A lot of study material.
A lot of reviewing. But yeah, I was able to attend my friend Glitch's hentai panel. And so he does an uncensored hentai review. And this year, his material was the sequel to Bible Black. So it was Bible Black Testament.
Okay.
And so what he does is he has like this pre-recorded video that he does. And he's just kind of like... I don't really know how to say it, but kind of like a Mystery Science 3000 take on it, basically. Okay. So he's playing clips from the anime, dubbed in English, of course.
Right.
So he's doing that, and then he's all making like flow charts, and he's like trying to be all like, see, this is how it ties in with the original. And then he has all the things going on, and then he has a picture of Eris from Konosuba saying, Eris is Chris? And I was all like, and I just yelled, I was like, wait, Eris is Chris? So because he's also in like all of those. He does Konosuba, he does Isekai Quartet, he does ReZero and all that. So that's why I'm always tagging him in shitposts on Facebook for Isekai Quartet and all that. He also watches Tanya. So it was pretty funny. He had the summoning circle as well. So he actually constructed some, and I think he said he gave it away at the end of it because he said that next year he's doing another completely different hentai. So he's all like, "What am I going to do with the summoning circle from Bible Black?" Oh, wow. But it was pretty good. It was, and I told him afterwards. I said, "What I love about you is you just remind me, his style is like a comedian from like the 80s and the 90s, and he has that subtle way of just kind of luring you in by telling you a story, and that's his way of telling jokes and his humor." And I said, I like that. We need more of that. And I said that I compared him to another friend of ours, the guy that runs the Cosplay Wrestling Federation, and I said, he's more of like a Jim Carrey, Will Ferrell style, where he's just kind of yelling and flapping his arms around, and that's what makes you laugh. But I told him, like, with his hentai panels, like, your way is kind of telling the story, and you're funny because of the visuals and the descriptions you put in people's heads. That's what makes people laugh. And I said that that's kind of a dying breed in terms of comedy these days, I feel. And I told him that, you know, I look forward to seeing what he's going to do next year. Maybe we'll talk to him or interview him or something. And you know, he's fucking hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I always tag him in shitposts. He tags me in shitposts too every now and then. But yeah, he's pretty crazy. And having the same sense of humor, I think, really helps. Yeah. So. That's pretty much how my Fanime went. The rest of the time was really just hanging out with friends. I got kind of a bruise from my Caesar wig. That was the first time I ever felt that. But it was also the first time I ever had makeup on because my friend Cleopatra, they were putting on blush to blend in the wig cap. So it was good times. It was really good times. I had fun. And yeah, I think this was like my 10th year going now.
Oh yeah,
10th or 9th year. Yeah. So man, and I know people were all like busting out their badges, and they're like, "Oh, this is my 15th year. Or, this is my 17th year," and I'm all like, "Well, damn." But yeah, it's one of my only vacations this year, and it was a blast. And I look forward to doing it. I look forward to getting the pictures out, so everyone else can kind of see what I'm ranting about. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this year to going to Vegas, and next year we'll do Fanime all over again.
Awesome.
So yeah.
And you said you only bought one thing from the dealer hall.
Yeah, that was Micah from Blend S, her Nesoberry. I had my eye on her for like a long ass time, and there was a couple of people had it, but there was one guy. He was pretty chill, so I just bought it from him.
Okay.
But yeah, I saw a lot of people had this Len Nesoberry as well, but I was like, I know Roman's got it, so I'm not even worried. So, but yeah, Len was also one that I wanted to buy, so I'm glad that I got Len.
Awesome. Glad I could help you out with that.
Yeah. I mean, I got some stuff from Artist Alley, some like MedJed. I got the MedJed shirt. I got a MedJed lanyard. I got an Assassin Nitocris keychain that I'm going to use for my Ita bag. So,
okay.
Yeah, I was able to score some MedJed stuff.
I think most of my purchases were from the Artist Alley.
Yeah, Artist Alley was really good this year.
Yeah.
I was impressed.
See,
I was really impressed.
I don't know if I pronounced the guy's name right. Rake? R-E-I-Q?
Oh yeah, Rake.
Yeah, he was there. I bought a. Oh god, what's her name? From One Punch Man.
Tatsumaki?
No,
Fubuki?
Yeah, Fubuki. I bought a Fubuki picture from him.
Why not Tatsumaki?
I didn't see one.
Oh, okay.
If he would have had one with both of them on it, I'd have bought that one instead because I like them both. But
fair enough.
He didn't have Tatsumaki, and Fubuki's better. So
that's a matter of opinion, sir.
And the other one I bought was from what's Kimi-chan, but she wasn't in the Artist Alley. She was in the dealer hall.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
Remember, I asked you to go and check to see what size the posters were.
Yeah.
They ended up being 17 by 13 or something like that.
Okay.
Something like that. Because I was at Michael's, they were having a sale on frames. I'm like, I need to know what size this is so I can buy the right one. And you and one other friend were the only ones that were running around trying to find her.
Yeah, I think I walked right by her. She was kind of like in an awkward corner and kind of tucked away, and her stuff was like looking at a sideways view. So I don't know.
Yeah, and she had a couple walls too. So yeah. And then I bought a really cool Godzilla poster from this dude that does a lot of the steel books for games and movies and stuff like that.
Nice.
It was a limited edition.
Nice.
I think they only made I think he said there was only 150 or so. I bought I think mine's number 102.
Well.
So yeah, most of the stuff I bought was Artist Alley prints, stuff like that. I bought one figure from the actual dealer hall. Well, Nendo. And that was Ishtar.
Nice.
I did buy two figures from the swap meet. Mikuru Asahina. Both of them. One was an altar figure, and the other one, I don't know who did it. That one was a little messed up, though. Like the little bar that you would push into the stand to keep her standing. It wouldn't go in all the way at first. And when you try to pull it out, it would come out of her leg. It would stay in the where it was pegged in, and she would just come off of it. But it was only $40, so what do I expect?
Right.
But yeah, it was a good Fanime. Next time if I don't go to the swap meet, I'm gonna try to just go to have fun.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I do want to eventually go just to hang around and check stuff out, go to panels and stuff like that. But because I haven't done that in a few years. First time I ever went, I was there as a volunteer for Toys Logic, helping them out.
I think I remember that. I think I saw you.
Second year, I went with a friend, and then this year I went to sell at the swap meet.
Business.
Yeah, it's always for business. Hardly ever just to go. But I think that's all I got for Fanime. I didn't check out a whole lot, so I don't have a lot to talk about, except for the swap meet.
Yeah, no, it was cool. Like I said, shout outs to the guys that did Fanime, the staff, the crew, all those guys. You know, I know some of the staff, and it's always great. I like the one, so the voice actor for Kuchulain was there. And so, of course, this jackass goes and gets his autograph, immediately puts it on the fake community, like, look, I got his autograph! So, that was, of course. But, yeah, no, Fanime was pretty standard stuff. Like I said, a bunch of new experiences, old, recurring experiences experienced once again. And, yeah, we'll see what happens next year.
Wasn't the co-founder of Studio Bones there, too?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. I didn't really go for any of the guests. Ciao.
Yeah. So,
all right.
That's all we got on Fanime.
Thanks again, Fanime. We'll see you next year.
Yes. Hopefully I'll get to see you next year. I hope. Either as a seller or just to have some fun. Alright, so before we get into E3, I got a lot of Bang Dream stuff to catch up on for you guys.
Oh, boy.
As far as the mobile game goes, the rhythm game.
Okay.
I've had 4 events that have gone through, because again, once a week. And a bunch of different songs that were released. So they have a Miku Etsune collab going right now, where you got 3 songs. You got Lost Ones Weeping by Kagamine Rin, which is actually covered by Afterglow. Ran, your favorite.
Hentai Haven, hey!
You got Alien, which is covered by Hello Happy World. I'm not a big fan of Hello Happy World. As far as the music, I like the characters. And Romeo and Cinderella by that's covered by Poppin' Party, the main band in the series. That one's actually a pretty good cover. I like that one. And Lost Ones Weeping is really good too. I think I've already FC'd Lost Ones Weeping. Alien, and Romeo and Cinderella I need to work on. But I'll eventually get those FC'd. But anyway, as far as events, we had one called Double Rainbow. That was the Poppin' Party band story number 2. So it was 15 chapters instead of the standard 6. Man. So I think it actually even lasted a little longer than all the others, like a week and a half instead of a week. It was just a standard event, so just go in, play the songs, you get points, and you get your rewards and stuff. Your boost attribute was happy type characters. And obviously for members in your band, if you had Poppin' Party members, they added extra bonuses to your score. So like Otai, Arisa, Kasumi, Remy Rin, and Saya. Cards you got for this event, at least the ones that were given to you as rewards. You got a 3-star Otai and a 3-star Arisa. In the gacha, you got a 4-star Kasumi, 4-star Remy, and a 3-star Saya. But the event basically focused on Arisa. She had been called in by the teachers saying that her grades were kind of slipping, and they were thinking that it was because she was in the band, and that she should probably stop focusing on the band so much so she can keep her grades up, because she's like the top student in the school.
And this is a storyline in a mobile game?
Yes.
Sounds like she's reading the anime. Jeez.
Well, seeing as how the first season and the second season take place a year apart, this is like covering everything in between.
Got it.
Was
the teacher pink-haired and afraid of cockroaches?
They actually don't show any of the teachers. Like, they don't show the teacher. You just see teacher and what they're saying.
Okay.
And basically, yeah, they're saying that she should not focus on the band so much so she can get her grades back up, even though the teacher did say that she was still in the top ranking of the school. But if it kept going, she would slip further down. But she wanted to prove a point and told the teacher that she can focus on the band and still get the highest grades in the school for the next exams. and even went over to the band and said, "Hey, I want to do a show," which she never does. In fact, she's not very. She's a tsundere.
Yeah.
So she doesn't even like to admit that she's having fun in the band, even though she tells she is. But she told them, "I want to do a show," and she told them what day, which is like the day after exams.
Yeah.
So they had to practice a lot during the like period for exams, and it was putting a lot of stress on her. She was like snapping at everybody, and even like kicked him out of her house a few times.
Damn.
She felt really bad about it.
Yeah.
And everybody's wondering like what's going on with her because she's not telling them anything. It wasn't until like a couple days before exams that she actually said, "Look, I told the teacher called me into his room and told me that I was slipping in my grades, and said that I should probably quit the band or stop focusing on the band so much, and I wanted to prove a point, so I wanted to do a show and show them that I could do the band and study and still not have to, quit either one of them."
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, by the end, she made her point. She proved that she can still do it. And then they did their show. Everything's going to work out in the end. That's how these things. That's how these things work.
Anime.
Yeah. So it was a pretty good event, and like I said, 15 chapters instead of your standard 6 for an event, because it is a band story. You got another. There's another one in here for band stories later on, because I had 2. But I really enjoyed this event. It was interesting seeing them kind of fight amongst each other a little bit because of what was going on.
Yeah.
And then seeing a kind of a different side of Arisa, because she's not exactly big on showing her emotions, being a tsundere and all. So it was nice seeing her kind of be a little different. So the next event, this one was just more fun. It was called Girls Anthology.
Okay.
And focused on Afterglow. So, Ran, your hentai haven.
Hey, hentai haven chat.
However, it was mainly focused on 2 other members of the group. Mocha, the guitar player, and Segumi, the keyboardist.
Okay.
They both read manga. Mocha mostly reads shonen, action-type manga. Segumi mostly reads, like, romance stuff. But this starts out with Mocha kind of being upset that one of her favorite manga has just ended. Like, they finished it off, and now she doesn't know what to read. And I think it was Segumi is looking at one of the manga, like, volumes, and notices that they're having the annual manga contest where you bring in your story and get it checked out by the the people that run a company, and they say, "Hey, we'll put yours in the next book or something."
Right.
So they thought, "Oh, well, why don't we make our own?" And then the other members come in and they start throwing in their ideas on what the manga should be about. They had a sports one, which it sounded like it would have been pretty cool. But Mocha kind of ruined it by throwing in a bunch of unnecessary stuff. Like, think Naruto Bloodline kind of stuff mixed in with tennis.
Alright.
It didn't quite make sense, so they scrapped that idea.
Good.
The next one was a romance story dealing with Himari, their bassist and leader of the band. Ran isn't the leader of the band.
Why?
Himari is. She's not good at that kind of thing. So they all had a vote and voted Himari in as the leader. It was a romance manga featuring Himari and Kaoru from Hello Happy World, because Himari has a huge crush on Kaoru.
Gay!
And Mocha again ruined that one by throwing in this whole alien subplot. or yeah, I think it was an alien. It was either Alien or Android. It was one of
This
the
sounds
two.
like a goddamn anime. Why is this not in the anime? What the hell? Well, they'd probably be animated, actually. I wouldn't put it past him.
I mean, the stories are basically animated. They talk, they move around, they got voices, so it's practically animated.
Yeah.
And that got scrapped. Himari was kind of upset about that one because, she wanted her story with Kaoru. I think the final one they did was an action one dealing with Tomari, the drummer. Mm-hmm. The redheaded one you saw that said looked pretty cool.
Okay.
Who was actually, she was the voice of Mio from K-On!
Okay.
I just found that out recently, so thought that was pretty cool. Also, Afterglow does a cover for Don't Say Lazy.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool too.
Nice.
Anyway, the story apparently for this one was that there's like rival schools that are going to have a fighting competition to see which one is going to be the top school.
Of course.
And I guess the person that was supposed to represent their school was eliminated pretty early before the thing even started. And Tomoe comes back from like a year of training in the mountains and says, "Oh, I'll handle this," and has a fight with Sayo from Roselia. This was the only one that actually sounded pretty cool, but I forget why they didn't go with it. It turned out that this whole thing was for nothing because the event was already over. Like, they'd missed it. So they're like, okay, well, we'll just come up with something for next year. But as far as the actual event went, it was a versus live event where basically you're competing against the other players to see who gets the higher scores for the songs, and depending on if you get rank 1 or 5th is depending on how many points you get.
Okay.
Which means you can get your rewards faster or slower depending on, the points given to you. And for me, I always end up either 4th or 3rd.
Nice.
Despite my, I think my power ranking being pretty high. And they tell you, oh, we're going to match you up with people around your same ranking. That's a lie.
Matchmaking never works.
Yeah, that's a lie. I don't care what they say.
Yeah.
Let me see. The boost attribute was pure types this time. And you got also a boost if you had the Afterglow members. Any one of them. They didn't even have to be pure. They could be anything. Just they'd give you a boost anyway. You actually got a gift song on this one. You got a song called Comic Panic, which is a level 26 difficulty on Expert, which is pretty decently high. It's not like impossible to play, like a 27 or 28, but it's kind of challenging. The event cards that you got were a 3-star Tomoe or a 2-star Himari. As far as the gacha, you got a 4-star Mocha, a 4-star Segumi, or a 2-star Ran. Yeah, she was only a 2-star.
Wow.
But Mocha and Segumi make sense being a 4-star since they were the main focus of the event.
Okay.
And Ran really didn't do a whole lot in the event, so I guess it makes sense that she'd be a 2-star. Like, she was just kind of like, I don't know manga, so I'm just going to kind of listen and just let you guys do your thing. She's like, I only read what you guys recommend to me. I don't know anything about manga.
Sounds like me. I only watch what the meme pages tell me to watch.
Yeah. But it was a fun event. It was a fun story. This was your normal story, so it was only like 6 or 7 chapters. But they put a lot in the 6 or 7 chapters, so it was fun. The second band story that came out was Neo Aspect, which deals with Roselia, my favorite band in the series. Apparently, a lot of people were looking forward to this event because you also got the song Neo Aspect if you finished the story, which is a pretty good song. This is also a standard event, so just play the songs, get your points, get your rewards, stuff like that. Like the Poppin' Party band story, you got happy boost attribute. Although nobody in this story was happy.
Wow.
I can tell you that. And you also got, if you used Rosalia members, you got a boost as well. But basically the story is that Afterglow was approached by a representative for this festival that's coming up. Like a big time music festival. Not as big as the one they're trying to get into, but like just below that one. Mm-hmm. And they're asked to perform at the event, which obviously they say yes. And I think it's only in the second chapter where they go and basically they don't do so well.
Stomped.
Yeah. And the whole event is basically all of the members, mainly Yukina, the leader of the band, trying to figure out what they did wrong to make people not just kind of tone them out, but even leave during their set, because people were walking out.
Wow. Get wrecked.
Yeah. Yukina basically took it as, we're being too friendly with each other and we need to go back to how we were, where we were just band members.
Yeah. Wow.
So it was telling everybody, like, the bassist, Yukina's best friend, Lisa, she likes to make cookies and stuff to bring to everybody. And she was telling her, don't even bother making cookies, we don't need them. It's like, wow. Okay. Yelling at everybody for messing up, basically threatening to kick them out of the band if they don't tone up, get better to her standards. It was not a good time for anybody in Rosalia.
For reals. Why? Why is it so intense?
She wants, like I said, she wants to get into this huge music festival. Apparently, her father was in a band and he couldn't get into this festival, or something happened between his band when they were trying to get into the festival.
Got it.
So she wants to get in and show that she could do it. Show that her band is... She wants their band to be the best band, basically. It turned out to be a kind of a sappy thing, because it turned out all you had to do was love the band, and everybody will play as best as they're going to play.
Blah blah blah. Power, friendship, and love, and yeah.
And they got that from Poppin' Party, because Kasumi meets up with Yukina, and she's looking, upset. So she's like, "What's wrong?" And she's not really telling her a whole lot. She goes, "Hey, why don't you just come to our show? We're about to have a show. Come watch us play." And so she goes and she starts asking them, some questions, and they're like, "Oh, I just love Poppin' Party." So, and she's like, "That's it." And then everybody else in Rosalia is like coming up with the same thing. I love the band so much. I want us to do well. So that's basically all it turned out to be, was they just needed to love the band.
That's all it takes, man.
That's all it takes. It was a good event, but I thought the Poppin' Party one was better. I didn't like how Yukina reverted back to her old self, because she was making a lot of progress as far as character development, and then she kind of reverted back to how she was in the beginning of their story number 1, where she was just all business, don't have fun, don't nothing. We're not here to be friends. We're here to be a band kind of way.
What a jerk.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you, I didn't like Yukina at first. She was, like you said, she was a jerk. I didn't like her. Same with Sayo. I didn't like Sayo that much either, 'cause she was basically the same way. But as the story progresses, they both change and loosen up, and they become pretty cool. But again, I like the Poppin' Party one a little better. But I did like in this one how you get a song at the end of the event. You got, like I said, you get Neo Aspect, and it's not just the song, it's also the music video. So that's pretty cool. Let me see. as far as the event cards you got for this were a 3-star Sayo and a 3-star Rinko. And the gacha, it was a 4-star Yukina, 4-star Lisa, or a 3-star Akko. I didn't get anybody. I've been saving up my stars for like an event where I'm like, oh, I need to get the cards for this one. The Neo Aspect one, I liked the way the outfits looked, but they weren't like I can go with that for now. And then the final one I have is this last event that just ended yesterday. It's called Beaten in the Rain.
Okay.
This was a live event. Not like the live versus event where you go against everybody. This one was just you have a certain song that they pick. Usually a new song that they bring in that you can play. And you can get points. And that's like a whole separate thing. You can get like the high score on that. And you can get extra like event items. Or you just play the quick play and get your points there and get the event items as well. You had cool boost attribute this time, so cool characters. And this was actually a mix event. So the boost members for this were Kasumi from Poppin' Party, Tomoe from Afterglow, Kokoro and Misaki from Hello Happy World, and Sayo from Roselia. So if you had any of those members in your cool attributes, you can add them in and get an extra bonus for your scores.
You're really making me want to go back to that post you made about all the voice actresses. That's what you're really doing. You're throwing these names out, and I was like, I wonder who plays it.
Yeah. I know, like I said, Tomoe is from K-On!
Mm-hmm.
Kasumi, the only thing she's done is Bang Dream. But a couple of these other ones, I can't remember who they played, but I know they've played other characters before. Kokoro is actually, oh god, what's her name from Quintessential Quintuplets? Miku?
Miku?
She's Miku from Quintessential Quintuplets.
Yeah, because that was her only role was Bang Dream.
Yeah.
So she went from Bang Dream to Quintessential Quintuplets. Yeah.
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 But this event basically focused on Kasumi, Tomoe, and Kokoro. Misaki and Sayo were kind of side characters, but they still had their own little opinions in there. Basically, Kasumi, Kokoro, and Misaki are walking home from school on a rainy day.
Okay.
Kasumi and Kokoro have no umbrella, but they love the rain, so they're walking around in the rain. And Kasumi hears something kind of in the distance, like drumming. And I think it was Misaki who says there's a festival that's going to be going on this weekend. So it might be them practicing.
Okay.
But Kokoro and Kasumi heard it as there's a festival going on. So let's go check it out. So they went to the shrine where it was going to be held. They didn't see any stalls. They were kind of disappointed by that. But they did hear the drumming. Tomoe actually does the... was it the taiko drumming?
Mm-hmm.
She does the taiko drumming. For all the festivals. And she was practicing. So they went over to check it out and saw her there, started talking, and she's like, why don't you, join me? Come do the drumming during the festival with me. And they're like, okay. They're all excited, except for Misaki. She's just like, we're doing this now? I thought we were just going home. Misaki is always trying to keep Kokoro in check. Kokoro is the one I keep telling you jumped out of the third-story window and did cartwheels afterwards.
Of course.
Misaki is like the straight person in the group, basically trying to keep her from doing anything crazy.
The square of the group.
Yeah.
Yes.
But fails miserably. But she gets dragged into their mess all the time, and she got dragged into this. So they end up practicing, and then they run into, or was it Sayo ends up coming by, because she hears the drumming as well. And they're like, why don't you join us for the festival? Come and do the drumming with us. And she's like, no, I'm going to pass. Every time I go to any kind of event, it rains, so I probably just shouldn't even show up. And they're like, well, actually, Kokoro was like, that's amazing. Wherever you go, it rains. That's awesome. Because, she likes the rain.
Yeah.
So she was like, that's cool. But Sayo ends up going anyway. And Kasumi, Tomoe, Kokoro, and Misaki are doing the drumming. It ends up raining. So Sayo's like, see, I told you. I shouldn't even have come. And Misaki's looking at her phone like, no, the forecast says it's going to stop raining in a little bit. And Kokoro and Kasumi are like, from what I understand, this whole festival thing was supposed to drive away the rain, so if we beat the drums hard enough, we should be able to drive away the rain. And Misaki's like, no, are you listening to me? The forecast says, and they just keep cutting her off. Like, just keep beating the drums harder. We'll drive away the rain. And she finally gets them. Like, look, the forecast says it's going to stop raining. And Kokoro's like, you can't trust that all the time. They're never right. We just got to keep banging on the drums. And she's like, why do I even bother trying? And like she was saying, it stopped raining.
Amazing.
And everybody else is like, oh my god, we actually drove away the rain with our drumming. And Misaki's over there like, no, that's not what happened. The forecast said that it was going to stop raining. Why won't you people listen to me?
This sounds like an anime. Just saying.
It is, definitely.
Wow.
But that was basically that event. Just them at the festival, banging on the drums, trying to drive away the rain. They even got Sayo in on it, and she's kind of straight-laced too. Mm-hmm. But she wasn't banging the drums. She was like, I'm going to dance and help. And hopefully it drives away the rain.
Wow. Wow.
Misaki was surprised about that one. She's like, you even got Sayo in on this?
Wow.
What is wrong with everybody?
The rain will make you crazy.
The rain will make you crazy.
Just insanity.
Yeah. But, let me see the cards you got for this, for the event, were a 3-star Kasumi and a 2-star Michelle, which is Misaki. She wears that bear costume.
Okay.
She's the DJ for the band Hello Happy World.
Okay.
Also, Kokoro, Kaoru, and Higumi don't believe that she is Michelle. They believe Michelle is an actual bear that DJs. So whenever she pulls off her the head, they just think, where'd Michelle go? What are you doing here? They're not that bright. Okay. And she does everything she can to try to show them, look, I'm Michelle. I'm the one in the costume. But they don't believe it. Like, in one of the events there was a whole mascot competition going on. Higumi actually got into a mascot costume, and they still didn't believe that she was the mascot. She just said that she was playing the mascot because it couldn't be there. So,
wow. Again,
they're not very bright in Hello Happy World.
No. They sound like they need chaperones to walk outside.
Well, Kokoro does have chaperones. She has 3 black-suited people that do anything that she wants.
Oh. Is she in a Jo-sama?
Yeah, she's rich.
Wow.
She doesn't do the laugh.
Might be my type. I think I might have found one.
She doesn't do the laugh, though.
Aww.
That's the only thing that I would say keeps her from really being one, is she doesn't have the laugh.
Okay.
But, yeah,
rich bitch.
She's rich. She has people doing stuff for her. Like, if she even just mentions, it'd be kind of cool if this happened, they'll make it happen. They built an entire amusement park based off of Michelle because she thought it would be cool.
God damn it.
And as far as the gacha, you got a 4-star Kokoro, a 4-star Tomoe, and a 3-star Sayo. I didn't get anything from this one either. I think I'm going to wait a few more events until I get at least 10,000 stars, and then try to get something.
Okay.
But the next event is also a mixed event. It's called Cursed Well and the School Spirit. I'm kind of looking forward to this because I want to see what the story is going to be like. Because let me see. Since it's already happened in Japan, I got all the details. It's going to be a live goals event, which means you're going to be basically like a live event, basically a standard event, but you got goals that you have to accomplish, and for each goal you accomplish, you rank up, and get better items.
Okay.
Your boost attribute is going to be power, so power people, and this is also mixed, so it's going to have boost members are Ran, Kaoru from Hello Happy World, Hina and Maya from Pastel Palettes, and Lisa from Roselia.
Okay.
Lisa's the one that I said makes cookies. She's like the emotional support of Roselia. Your event cards are going to be a 3-star Lisa and a 2-star Maya, and your gacha, which is called On the Case Hard-Boiled Sleuths, is a 4-star Hina, a 4-star Kaoru, and again a 2-star Rand.
Wow.
Yeah, they keep giving Rand 2 stars. They should give her more 4 stars. I did get her last 4-star one, which was from that what do you call it? Persona 5 event, or Persona event. I got that one, so that was cool. But yeah, that's going to be the next event coming up. I'm looking forward to it. It should start tomorrow, or by the time this is uploaded, it should already be going on. So, yeah. For those of you who play the game, I hope you're looking forward to it.
I might not be playing the game, but I'll probably watch the anime.
Yeah, you should. And that's all I got. That's all I got for the BanG Dream. I think that's plenty.
It sounds like they're putting a lot of effort into it, so I respect that. You know, like I said, I just listening to the in-depth stories and the interactions, I was like, damn, it just sounds like an anime. So,
yeah,
all right.
Practically just like a small little arc.
Yeah, for real. That at least could have been one episode.
Yeah, definitely.
So I give them props.
Yeah, every event is like that. They always have a story to tell for the event, and it's always just like a full episode or two of just an anime of the anime.
Well,
but that's why I like playing it. Even if I don't try to get a high rank in the event, I at least try to get all the story chapters open so I can at least watch and read the story, because they're all pretty interesting.
You know what's funny too is that we were getting on those Facebook flashbacks or Facebook memories. They were reviewing how last year Kenny Omega was advertising BanG Dream.
Oh,
did you ever see that?
I've actually been getting that a lot on YouTube now.
Oh, okay.
The ad where he's playing the game.
Yeah.
I've been getting nothing but BanG Dream ads. Like, I've had 4 different BanG Dream ads on my phone every time I'm watching a video for work.
Yeah.
Like at work, just trying to listen to something, BanG Dream ad. And then it'll go back, then another BanG Dream ad. Then it's the Kenny Omega BanG Dream ad. And then it's just like, it's like, I play the game, you don't have to keep showing me.
No, that's a reminder.
You don't have to sell me on it.
I'm already there. You already got me.
Yeah.
That's funny. And what also is ironic too is that he doesn't even work for New Japan anymore. He left.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he worked for. He went to All Elite Wrestling now because that's where his boys were. His friends were all running that company. So his contract ran out. But I guess I don't know what's his relationship with Bushiroad. Maybe they just can still use the commercial until a set dime. And but yeah, he doesn't even work for New Japan anymore.
All right. Is the place he's working at still in Japan?
No, it's here in the States.
It's in the States.
Yeah, it's here in the States.
Okay.
I don't know the full details, so I don't want to go into it too much, but it's still funny that the Kenny Omega commercial is still being advertised. That's just funny.
Yeah, I see it all the time. It's a cool commercial, but
yeah, he's great.
It's like, again, you don't have to sell me on the game.
He's amazing.
I've spent money on this game. You don't need to. But yeah. One of these days you should check out the anime. I know you keep saying you might. But.
I might. I wouldn't be opposed to it. And like you said, there are voice actresses in there that I do follow, and I do like Ayane Sakura, she is the voice actress for Hentai Haven for Ron.
Yeah.
So it's not that I'm opposed to it. It's just time.
And like I said, the first season is definitely it's just Pop and Party.
Yeah.
Because it's just showing how they formed the band.
Yeah. So
the second season is where it's going to get into all the other bands.
Okay.
So you'll see Ranchan and Kokoro and Kaoru and her overdramatic self. She's in the drama club, so she's constantly speaking like she's in a Shakespearean play. And she's got all of the girls after her. She's like the Prince character in the show.
All right. Good times.
She's awesome, though. I like... She's one of my favorites in the series. Like, the first time you see her in the second season, she's standing there doing tons of poses. Like, just posing with her guitar, and nobody's even talking to her.
Wow.
But, yeah. One of these days, you should check it out.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
But, yeah, that's all I got for Bang Dream. Girls Band Party. Like I said, this is my section, kind of like your FGO.
When I rant about FGO, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So, yeah, now we got E3. Kind of a good segue.
Oh, yeah, from one video game to another. But you know what's funny? It's also kind of like sliding into E3. I'm surprised that mobile games aren't advertised at E3. Like, I don't think like Aniplex put up a booth or Bushiroad put up a booth.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean,
they
it's kind
should.
of weird because some of these big companies show off mobile games.
Yeah, and they make so much money. Why not? And especially since... Isn't that one of the key is that you show off to potential investors about what you do? So,
yeah.
You know, and what's funny was that I used to, you know, and I still do say that mobile gaming is still, you know, not on the level as like console or PC gaming or even handheld, because technically the Switch is still considered a handheld. So I would still prefer all of the traditional ways of gaming over mobile gaming, but at the same time, like they've shown with, like we were just saying, with Bang Dream or with the FGO, especially if they're more RPG style and not just like 2-minute puzzle games like Candy Crush.
Right.
If they're gonna be actual like visual novels or visual novels,
actually have a story to them.
Yeah, it makes more sense to kind of like back it up a little bit or advertise it a bit more.
Yeah.
I do understand the time constraints, like, you know, in FGO it's an AP bar. You can only do as many activities as your AP allows you to.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they're not full console games. They are running off servers and running off, you know, your phone and all of that. So the limitations make sense.
Right.
But at the same time, it's also like, well, you guys have enough money. You guys should make a console game. Like Cygames. Cygames is expanding. You could see all of their other projects they're doing with Grand Blue Fantasy.
Right.
You know, they have merch. They have a fighting game coming out from Arc System Works, who's very respected. They have another open world RPG coming out. They did in conjunction with Platinum Games, who made Astral Chain, which we're going to talk about in a minute, and Nier Automata. So, and an anime, you know, so they're always expanding. They're always looking to make new ventures, and it's like, if you can do all of that and make such a big fan base with Grand Blue on your phone or your browser, imagine what you can do with like the power of a PS4 or PS5.
Right.
So I'm just kind of spitballing, and it kind of struck me weird. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised if next year you might see him in there, especially since next year might be when we see the new console announcements. Like I don't know if the Xbox Scarlet is the new Xbox or whatever. That's just the code name. But the PlayStation 5, because I think they already said, Sony said they're coming back next year. So, now I'm making the official segue. I don't know how you felt about what you saw or read about E3, but obviously a lot of people felt it was underwhelming.
Right.
And when I was kind of compiling some research for tonight's podcast, they said that a lot of it felt like they had nothing to show off because they're waiting for the new consoles. They're waiting for PlayStation 5. They're waiting for next Xbox. So a lot of this is just kind of like the last hurrahs. Granted, I don't really think that that's still such an excuse because some of the best games came kind of like at the end of some consoles' lives, you know, lifetimes. And so, you know, you should still kind of go out on your good note. But it is what it is. there was kind of a meh E3 overall, but
yeah, I think that's the general consensus.
We're gonna go through it, and I mean there is still some stuff that I'm happy to see and I'm happy to get into.
There's a few things on here that I was like, oh, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, and I was messaging you like, hey, did you see Dragon Ball? Because I was like, I know Roman's that Dragon Ball guy. It reminds me of that Simpsons episode when they were at the soccer game, and it was like the American broadcaster was like, he's kicking the ball, and he's passing the ball, and he's holding it, he's holding it, and there's Roman over there like, oh my god, Goku did the thing, Goku punched the guy, oh my god, Goku, oh my god, Goku, go on, is it now, go on. That's Roman.
That's me.
That's Roman with Dragon Ball. But
only exchange Goku with Vegeta. Yeah.
Oh my god,
Vegeta's my favorite character. So.
Oh my god. All right, well, let's get started and let's work our way over Dragon Ball. Right. So I'm gonna pretty much kind of keep it in order, but I'm also gonna be kind of jumping around. I'm just gonna kind of rapid fire things and then just kind of jump around. So I apologize for being random and all over the place, but I'm also trying to get you guys out of here so you guys can go and then research or comment back on what you guys thought about E3 or what we're talking about. So let's dive in. Yes. So the Microsoft conference was the first one I saw. I didn't see EA's conference on Saturday. I heard it was and I saw that they had shown the Star Wars was a Last Order or whatever, Fallen Order. Star
Wars Jedi.
Yeah.
Fallen Order.
I saw that, and it was kind of like the same thing they had shown in the past, but it also had like the dude from what was the one that they came out 2 years ago? Rogue Squadron. Was it Rogue Squadron? No, Rogue Squadron.
Solo?
No, not Solo. The other one. The one that took place in between episodes 3 and 4. Where they got the data for the Death Star.
Yeah, that was Rogue Squadron.
That was Rogue Squadron?
Or Rogue One.
Rogue One. Thank you. Rogue One. Thank you. Rogue Squadron was the game, the flying game. So yes. Rogue One. The dude from Rogue One was in there. So I was like, all right, cool, whatever. But EA is still, EA. I've had a little kind of issues with EA ever since my days working at GameStop because they were always trying to shortchange everybody and they were always just frumpy. Like, y'all make millions of dollars. They were like one of the first companies to have stockholders and be a video game company. And, they were the first ones to sell like season passes or like online passes. So it's all like, yeah, you could buy a physical copy of Madden, but if you don't have our special code, you can't play online, sucker. Pay us money. GameStop, you can still use, but you still got to buy it from us. And I'm all like, why are y'all like that? Damn. And y'all are going to sell the same game year after year. So
yeah.
And now I heard that they're going completely digital. So at first it was just giving the middle finger to GameStop. Now they're completely like, we don't even need you. Yeah, they're going to go completely digital.
Wow.
So it's like, and you wonder why GameStop is going under. RIP. Press F.
Wait for that store closing sale.
God damn it. It's EA, man. Fuck. Damn. So, I didn't... That's all I pretty much have to say about EA. Damn. So, let's go Microsoft. Okay. I mean, we're talking with the Microsoft stuff now. They busted out Cyberpunk, Battletoads, Gears 5, Phantasy Star. We got Borderlands 3, Halo, Modern Warfare Remake, the Dragon Ball Project Z, and the Tales of Arise. So, I'm going to start with the white elephant in the room.
Did you say Elden Ring?
No. Is that the one that caught your eye?
That looks pretty.
That's the, Dark Souls...
Dark Souls.
By R. Jar R. Martin, right?
Yeah, he helped with it.
Okay.
I think he helped with the story.
Okay. So that means that game's never going to finish.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, I was actually having breakfast with my family, and we were in the middle, and I turned my phone on because I was like, oh yeah, I want to watch this, and I had taken my mom to go see John Wick 3 before Fanime, and it was kind of like my late Mother's Day gift for her. So when his ass came out on stage, she was all like, oh, cool, and I was like, yes, Mom, we know it's John Wick. And then of course the whole, you're breathtaking, you're all breathtaking. It's like, wow. And honestly, he's such a I'm right there with everybody else in the world. He's such a nice guy, such a swell guy. Always positivity. I've liked the fucker since Bill and Ted. Let's be honest, and a lot of people too, like my age, always go, "Oh yeah, Bill and Ted," and then like Neo, and it's
usually
like,
the first movie.
But you
see,
it's Bill and Ted, and it's all like, "What are you talking about, man? Don't you remember The Devil's Advocate with Al Pacino? Really, Johnny Mnemonic?" And his name, when he's all like, "What was it?" They said, "Oh, his name is Johnny," and I was like, I immediately went to Johnny Mnemonic with Ice-T, and I'm like, "Yeah, dude." Point Break. Come on, no one remembers Point Break?
Oh, everybody remembers.
Everybody remembers. Oh man. So yeah, Keanu Reeves. God bless him. But you can also tell too, just watching him talk, that he was so nervous. And I'm just like, well, he's not used to really being in an auditorium full of a bunch of fucking nerds. Yeah. When he acts, it's usually like maybe a crew or something. But the crew kind of like maintains their distance because you're always shooting or photos and all that.
Right.
It's never like in your face. And when you're on a film set, you could always run away. So, and when you're in an auditorium for the Microsoft press conference, you don't really have that option. So he was so nervous and all that, but he took it in stride. And the whole "you're breathtaking" will be forever nerd history.
Yep.
I already saw PewDiePie's video where they were all talking Keanu Reeves memes. So I wish Cyberpunk the best. I in general don't do Western games. I don't do Bethesda. I don't do BioWare. I don't do any of EA. I don't really do those guys, and I didn't do Witcher. So CD Projekt Red. Even though I think, what are they, Polish? I think.
I am not sure.
Yeah, there's some form of or Romanian, I believe. That's why all their like Witchers are like in the wilderness, basically, like the European backwoods.
Okay.
Yeah. I just don't play them. I just don't follow them. But I mean, people love them. They sell like crazy. I heard that the books got popular after Witcher, and so it sounds like they earned their rep and they paid their dues. So if. And because it's so popular, like I see the videos now of our Anita Sarkeesian trying to jump in on that too, and it's like, bitch, what are you doing? God damn it! It wasn't good enough for her to ruin Mass Effect, and
just because of the whole
representation.
Yeah,
and she's trying to jump in there and get paid as a consultant, and it's not like it's not CD Projekt Red's fault that you're useless. And no one wants to do business with you, Maybe if you did a better job and you advocated for stuff that you know about, maybe people would hire you. But anywho, this isn't going to be one of those videos.
No.
So that's a subject.
Yeah,
I'm not really anime nor mystic, but maybe that'll be a rant. That'll be a rant someday about Arnita Sarkeesian.
Welcome to the anime rant.
Yeah, anime rant mystics. Oh man, but don't please CD Projekt Red. Don't involve yourself with her, dude. You don't need that. You guys are perfectly fine. You guys can make a great product, and don't follow Anita. Listen to Keanu Reeves. You're breathtaking. All right. Yes. Remember, that's two different people right there. All right. They're the Keanu Reeves that are there for fun. They have fun and they make fun. And there's the Anita Sarkeesians who destroy fun. Okay. That's the difference. I wish you all the best of luck, and Keanu, you're breathtaking.
Yes.
So, kind of actually funny enough, did you see the Battletoads goddamn video?
I didn't see the video, but I've seen screenshots.
Oh, I'm face palming.
I don't know how I feel about the art.
That's kind of what everybody said, dude. So, did you? So it's like, okay, so let me back up. I have a love-hate relationship with Battletoads. I love what Battletoads did. Battletoads actually has one of the best soundtracks between the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo version, in my personal opinion.
Right.
And it's just awesome. And it's the same guys, they made Donkey Kong Country, made Killer Instinct, made GoldenEye. It's Rare,
Yeah.
They have a good reputation. But this remake or reboot, they pulled some, like, I don't know if she's quite SJW. I don't want to label this artist that, but the artist they brought in to draw like the new version of the Dark Queen just missed the point entirely. And we went from what looked like a late 80s, early 90s like Barbarella type character in the Dark Queen to something that looked like they just jumped out of Steven Universe. And it was like, that was kind of the joke about it. And mind you, too, remember, Rare is British. So they're not American. They have, you know, these are the guys that, again, gave us Mr. Bean, Monty Python, Benny Hill, you know, so they're a little raunchy, and they're not afraid to be raunchy. All right? Yeah. So, when I see what the Dark Queen was and then what the Dark Queen became, I'm like, I think you guys missed the point here. And I don't know if that's just because they're trying to appeal it to that new audience. And I was like, but that was it. When we were kids, when I was 6 and 7 and I was getting my ass kicked, that was like a rite of initiation. You know, the game was meant to be hard. And I think they said in like interviews with the developers, like in the 2000s and the late 90s, they said the developers were like, it wasn't really our intention to make a really hard game. That's not really what we were all about. It just kind of ended up being like that. Because remember, it is a whole game. It's a whole functioning game that has a beginning and an end. And you can watch speedrunners now, like at SGDQ, which I'll touch on later. They can go and beat the game in like 30 minutes, 35 minutes.
Even that speed bike
They did the speeder bike like 2 years ago now, blindfolded.
Wow.
The Mexican runner, he's a Mexican speed runner, just like his name implies. He does, and I think he's actually in the Guinness World Records book now as having been like the first person to play every single Nintendo game in existence.
Wow, that's a lot.
And he went to SGDQ and he did Battletoads, just that segment, the speed bike segment, blindfolded. And that's where we became. As a matter of fact, I was talking with someone else about Rooster Teeth, and I remember watching Screw Attack like years and years ago, like 2010, maybe 2009.
Yeah.
And they did a video game vault on Battletoads, and they said, we barely can believe people beat this game on one-player mode. If you can beat this game on 2-player mode and, you know, send us the evidence, we will give you a DVD of our entire backlog, our entire catalog of DVDs. We'll send you a copy of all of that. Not even a week after that video went out, they had already gotten these dudes. They're like, we did it, and it's on YouTube. And they sent them the video, and sure enough, they beat all of Battletoads in co-op. They said it took them almost 2 years of synchronizing to be able to get that. And now, like I said, you can watch GDQ, and they just beat it in 30 minutes, 40 minutes. I beat Double Dragon in Battletoads, the Super Nintendo version. I was like, good enough for me. You know, the time clocked me at 44 minutes to beat the whole game. Billy Lee, of course, my boy. And I was like, that's it, because I can't beat Battletoads NES. I can't beat Battletoads Battle Maniacs on Super. Never touched the Game Boy. Never touched the Genesis. The arcade doesn't count. You play it on emulator. You have unlimited credits. That doesn't count. So Battletoads arcade doesn't count. Although last year at SGDQ, I believe PJ did the Battletoads for arcade, and he said that the arcade version, which is also on Xbox 360 as part of the Rare Replay Arcade, so it's a bunch of like Rare's arcade games, and they put it on disc. Oh, and do you know who distributed Battletoads Arcade? EA.
Oh, okay.
So, he did it, and he said that apparently Rare, in an interview, said that game was unfinished. And they said like they had to cut like 2 boss fights or something like that, and there were some segments you can see that they were supposed to be programmed in, but they were left unfinished, and they swapped out a boss fight, and so it was really, really weird stuff. But it came out like in 94, 95, I think. So I'm assuming that it could have been that was right before they were picked up to do like Donkey Kong Country, or Nintendo put them to work. Okay. So they could have just been like, yo, we gotta get rid of this so we can move on. That's my conspiracy theory. I don't know, but that's where I'm kind of going. Anyways, the bottom line is that this Battletoads reboot looks like ass. And, I know it's all like, you're just letting your nostalgia get ahead of you, old man. Maybe. You know, I'm not going to deny it. It probably is. Like I said, you know, ask anybody that's about Roman my age. You know, we probably have Battletoads stories. Like 90% of us have Battletoads stories. You know, we rented it. It looked cool. We got our asses kicked. We hated the game.
Yes.
And in my case, I kept going back and playing it. I beat the game through emulator, save state, load state, and it was like, yeah, I cheated myself, but I was like, fuck it, I just want to beat it. So I just want to, and that's why I don't count it. I don't count it as a victory. But you know, like I said, it's still fun. It's a rite of passage, and you know, if you were able to beat it, you were like this god, this Omega gaming god. You know,
they build statues of you.
They do. You know, when Mexican Runner beat the Turbo Tunnel blindfolded, he got a standing ovation. You know, and rightfully so. I almost felt like crying for the guy because that was actually his second attempt. He actually had done one, I think, at Awesome Games Done Quick, which is their January show, their winter show. And then he came back in the summer and did it. And the second time around, he beat it. So the first time he did it, and they just had they kicked him off because the show must go on. They're on a time schedule.
Right.
So he couldn't keep playing and keep trying. So they booted him off. But on the second time, he came back and he beat it, and he got a standing ovation. And it was like, bro, you're the shit, you know?
I mean, I can't even do it with my eyes open.
Right? So. It ain't no joke, man.
Like, I never beat that section.
The Turbo Tunnel?
Never. We would always me and my cousin would always get there and be like, today's the day. We're going to do it. We're going to keep going until we beat it. And then, like, the rest of the day, we're like, we're never beating this.
Man. Damn Brits. So, yeah. Yeah, it I don't know, man. If you're excited for Battletoads Xbox One, anyways. Gears 5.
If you're looking forward to it from our generation,
yeah,
then yeah. This new generation, okay, because you don't know the old Battletoads.
Yeah.
Which is a shame.
Man.
But, okay.
So now it's all. We're going to go through like the sure lineup right now. So, Gears 5 looked cool. It had a cool trailer. I mean, I stopped playing Gears at Gears 3, so I don't even know what happened on like Gears 5 or Gears 4.
I have not played any of the Gears games.
Yeah.
I don't have an Xbox. I never bought an Xbox, except for an Xbox. Was it 360?
Mm-hmm.
I think I had an Xbox 360.
I think everybody.
Which one had Halo 2?
That was original Xbox.
Okay, I had an original Xbox. Okay. But I only bought it for Halo 2, and then I didn't play it anymore.
Well, funny enough, so that we can skip on Gears 5 because, yeah, Gears 5 has a great trailer. I'm sure it'll be fine, and people will make memes out of it. Where's my wife? All right.
What old song did they use this time?
Some Ludacris song.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it was like Ludacris and somebody.
A little disappointing.
Yeah. The Halo actually looked pretty good because they're doing a remake of Halo 1.
Oh, it's a remake?
Yeah. And so it was, all done in the updated graphics and all that. I think that was what they used to showcase the future Xbox's graphics.
Right.
They did it was a whole like revamped opening scene with the dude finding Master Chief floating in space, and he pulls him apart and he's just all like, Chief, we lost. And they show, what is that, the Halo actually destroyed.
Yeah. And
then he just kind of jumps out the ship and he's like, I'm going to handle this. So it's really epic, really, Master Chief stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're into that stuff, I think Halo 3 was the one I played the most of, and that was on Xbox 360.
I played a little bit of Halo 3, but I didn't like it as much as 2.
Fair enough.
I think it was because my favorite weapon, they kind of changed a bit. I can't remember the name of it. It was that one that shot like those little canisters that bounced and then exploded.
Okay.
I was really good at using that, like in Versus.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people would be trying to jump over me, and I hit the ground and pop up and kill them.
Wow. Wow. And I don't recall that weapon at all. Maybe because, again, I've only played 3 for the majority of the time, but yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the weapon, but I'm pretty sure all the Halo people out there will be able to tell me.
Whoever's here listening to this, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it looks cool, so maybe this will be up your alley. Maybe.
I'll get it on the PC.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to buy an Xbox.
Same. Borderlands 3?
I hadn't played 1 or 2, so...
Do you have PlayStation Plus?
I do not.
Oh.
Actually. Not right now, but I do plan on...
It was on sale.
Oh, was it?
PlayStation Plus. I gotta look it up. Because I bought mine, I think, on Sunday or Saturday night, because it was on sale for $40. It was like $20 off, and I think it was because of E3. It was like the week of play or whatever. And
yeah.
They were also selling like VR for like $200, but it came with like the controllers and the games and all that for like $200.
And FGO VR?
Well, FGO is free, so you just need the headset.
So it came with it.
Yeah. Which one?
Sorry, I'm watching.
Oh,
this.
you're watching.
We got Overwatch League playing in the background, if you're wondering.
So, oh man, yeah. So I'm also trying to look this up too, just in case if it's still valid. Then people who haven't picked it up yet should probably go. Oh, Shang Tsung came out in Mortal Kombat. Hey.
Oh yeah, I thought that was a while ago though. Because I remember I thought they did the reveal trailer.
Yeah, they did reveal him. Yeah.
Was that at E3?
No.
Okay, yeah. I couldn't
see.
remember if that was E3
Oh
or
no, that's...
before. So yeah, that.
Oh yeah, see, June 17th. What's today? The 18th.
Yeah. So
God
damn
yesterday. It. Yeah. June 7th. June 7th to June 17th. Whack. Oh well.
No.
Next time if I see it, I'll make an announcement for you guys.
Yeah, because I've been wanting to play it. It looks fun.
It's the free game of the month. Borderlands 2.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It's kind of like. So I downloaded it. I got it. I was like, all right, maybe I'll check it out. I liked Borderlands 1. I played it on 360, and I had the expansions, the like arena one where it was all like basically like horde mode from Gears of War. So it's just like wave after wave of enemy kind of came crashing out. I think that was Mad Moxie.
Okay.
And then I didn't play the Rebellion one, which is the one with all about cars and everything. I didn't get a chance to ever play that, but I liked what I played. I liked it. Maybe I'm not opposed to playing Borderlands 3, but I'll probably wait until it's free, free or like $20 for all the DLCs and all that.
Right.
But yeah. So I mean, but it looks cool. I mean, again, same thing, kind of like with The Witcher. People like it, people play it, and I wish them luck. Like I said, I know a lot of people that liked it, and they had fun with it. So I hope that they have fun with Borderlands 3 too. It'll be right up their alley.
Yeah.
I don't like what Epic Store is doing. I keep hearing shady stuff about Epic Store, so I don't like that. But you know, I plan on building a PC later this year, so I'll just deal with that when we get there.
Epic Store, is that just their online store?
Kind of, yeah. That's supposed to be the rival to Steam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so a new rival has appeared.
I'll just stick with Steam.
Yeah. Well,
it took me forever to get into Steam. So
but the issue is that they're trying to do Epic's Game Store exclusives. Like they're trying to steal games from Steam, and you can only get them on the Epic Game Store.
Okay, I see what they're trying to do. The console thing on the PC,
which is funny because remember that was always the running joke.
Yeah,
is all like, oh, PC does everything, and you can even mod it, ha ha ha, and now you guys are getting it too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
you're gonna get EA on there.
Yeah,
they're gonna be like, it's all exclusive.
Oh,
and everybody's gonna be like, I don't care, I don't like EA.
Yeah, right. For real. Today I finally got a chance to see the Call of Duty Modern Warfare remake. Oh. That actually looks pretty good. So, Call of Duty is actually kind of a guilty pleasure of mine.
Right.
My PS4 is a Black Ops 3 Special Edition bundle. It just worked out that way.
Oh, is that why it looks like that?
Yeah, but I did. I played it because it came with the console, and it was fun. Black Ops 3 is fun. I like the Call of Duty series because it reminds me of Team Fortress Classic when I was really into that back in the early 2000s. And it was just dumb fun. You could pick up, jump in, and just go. You're just in it. You're just shooting and blowing stuff up. And so it's mindless. It's dumb. You know, it's not realistic like Battlefield is. And I know some people prefer that, but I'm like, it's too much for me, man. I would never, probably got no kills on Battlefield.
If I'm going to play a shooter or something, I want it to be unrealistic.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I get enough of that realistic stuff in like normal life.
Yeah, right. Which is funny because that's why some like IGN journalists, I believe, were giving it crap because they were like, "It's too realistic. When you shoot someone, it looks like they're actually dying." And it's like,
Well, that's what you want in a game like this, though. Okay, I'm all for unrealistic games, but if you're going to go realistic, I want it to look as realistic as possible.
Man, E3 just made everyone dumb.
Yeah.
But yeah, Modern Warfare, that'll be something that I'll have my eye on. I might rent it or GameFly it if that's even still a thing, or Redbox it.
I think GameFly is still a thing.
Yeah? Alright, I might check it out. But the other thing too is I wanted to knock out those crappy Western made games, because we got a couple of weeb games coming out. I'm going to start with Phantasy Star Online 2.
You didn't want to do Doom Eternal?
That'll be in Bethesda.
So we're going by developer.
Yeah, we're going by developer for now, or at least conference.
Go for it then.
PSO2 is interesting because I wanted to play Final Fantasy XIV, especially with the Stormbringers coming out.
Right.
I'm sorry, Shadowbringers.
Oh yeah.
I was focused on trying to play Final Fantasy XIV later this year, but then they announced PSO2, and I'm like, damn. I used to play the hell out of Phantasy Star Online 1 on like Dreamcast and original Xbox, and then I played Phantasy Star Universe on Xbox 360, and I used to like play that for like hours, like after work. Like I'd get off my shift at GameStop, come straight home, and just play PSU. And now that they advertised or they announced PSO2, I'm just kind of like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe if some of the friends are playing PSO2, I'm not opposed to it. But
right now you're just gonna keep your eye on it.
I am. This is definitely something on my radar. They were fun games. I played Final Fantasy XI a lot more than I did PSU and all that, but Phantasy Star Online was pretty fun. It was pretty fun, and I'm not opposed to playing it again.
Okay.
So that's definitely one I'm going to keep my eye on, especially since I'm going PC later this year. I might check it out. I might definitely check it out.
Nice.
Same thing with Tales of Arise. I saw that there was an article that expanded more on like who the characters are and what they do, but I didn't get a chance to read it. For now, I can tell you that the girl is the sword, and she uses a gun. So already I'm interested. That's waifu right there. This is the new Tales series, so you know Tales of Vesperia, Tales of Berseria, Tales of Zelia, Tales of Zelia 2, Tales of Symphonia. This is the new Tales game.
Tales of Sonic.
Yes. And Knuckles. So this is it's going to be pretty weeby. I expect the power of love and friendship to defeat the enemy, but there ain't nothing wrong with that.
No.
I'm going to keep my eye on this, and if there's going to be a overpriced collector's edition with a statue of the waifu, I'm probably going to buy it. Yep. Yeah. Yep.
That's how they get you. They throw your waifu in there.
Yeah. But she's the sword, and she uses a gun. Fuck yeah, let's go. You have my money. And finally, like I said, the moment that I saw this, I was immediately messaging Roman. I was like, bro, did you see the Dragon Ball Project Z? So yeah, it looks like they're going back to at least Budokai Tenkaichi, but it looks like it's not going to go past Frieza.
Yeah, no, it's just focusing on up till Frieza.
Yeah, but it also looks like it's going to be more in depth, like Nappa fights, because I guess Nappa really got to beat him up.
Oh yeah, he was kind of a jerk.
Yeah, blowing up all your buddies.
Some of them even blowing themselves up on him. Well, I wouldn't call him my buddy. He was kind of a weenie, but Chaozu.
It's just, I don't know.
And Yamcha didn't even get to him. He got blown up by a Cyberman.
Yamcha's just doing his best. You know how out of the loop I am with Dragon Ball? I did not recall that Frieza killed Vegeta.
Yeah. He killed Vegeta. He was the first one to do it.
I see. I completely forgot about that because they recreated all of that in the trailer. Have you seen the trailer, right?
I didn't watch the trailer, but I watched. I saw a lot of screenshots and I saw a few clips.
Okay,
mainly the fighting. I saw a lot of fighting clips,
and it sounds like they brought back all the voice actors too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all like I forgot what's her name that does Frieza, but yeah, like
his name.
His name, yes.
Wait, is this English actors?
Japanese.
Okay, good.
The whole trailer was Japanese.
Thank God.
Yeah, they don't want to get involved with that Vic Vignagnus stuff. But even though he's Broly, so that's a different matter. I don't think they're going that far.
No.
But yeah, it's a really interesting take. And what's funny again too is this has to be Madoka's way of fucking with me, because remember that was always my issue. Was that's where they would get to, and then they would repeat the series over again. They would get to the Vegeta is here, and then they would go back to the first episode. And I was like, dude, if I have to watch Raditz blow up that fucking farmer one more time. Yes, I know his power level is 5. I get it, God what? Why do you do this?
That's why me and my cousin stopped watching the English version and just started watching the Japanese one on the international channel.
Yeah. You and our friend Anthony were the same guys, and I was like,
even though they had no subtitles, we would watch it every week.
Man,
no subtitles, just Japanese, and be like, I kind of understand what's going on.
I mean, what more do you need to understand other than ah?
Yeah, I mean,
pretty self-explanatory.
As soon as they passed where they were in the English one, we're like, well, we're done watching that. Let's just watch this. See what actually is going to happen. They're going back to Raditz. So.
Oh my god! And that's why I fell out with Dragon Ball, man. I was like, this is dumb. This is so dumb. I'm done. I'm so fucking done.
We also liked it because it had all the blood still.
Yeah.
Like, sure. Man, I don't know, Dragon Ball had so much blood. This is awesome. Because remember, the American one cut that all out.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Changing whole sentences. Adding all kinds of stuff.
And like 5 voice actresses for Bulma.
Yeah. Until they stuck with this one.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, and you know, I'm over here just talking mad shit about this game and about Dragon Ball. It's still gonna sell like 50 million copies, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna go crazy. And it's like, well, you guys know that they're gonna sell you the rest of the games at like for $60 each, and you guys are like, so don't care. As a matter of fact, collector's edition.
Like, you guys can make fun of us for that, but you're gonna buy every single version, like every single chapter of Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get there.
Out.
We're gonna get there because
you're gonna be doing the exact same thing.
That's pretty funny too. That is pretty
Dragon
fucking
Ball.
Hilarious.
So. I'm still going to be doing both. I'm going to get all the Dragon Ball ones. I'm going to get all the Final Fantasy ones. So I got twice as much money to spend.
Yeah, and quite honestly, to what I'm saying to their credit is I respect that, and I would like to see other animes do it though. Like if My Hero Academia, for instance, were to do something like that, that would be something that I'd be interested in, or Bleach or something. That'd be something I'd be interested in. So. I understand Dragon Ball, that's a good starting point, but I would like to see them expand and do other Shonen Jump titles like this, like what they're doing, and kind of give it that same respect and that same level of detail. I would like to see them do that for like Kenshin, or Fist of the North Star, or Bleach. I don't think Bleach is ever coming back in any way, shape, or form, but you know, I can dream.
Except for a collab.
Correct. Let's be honest. If this were to ever happen with anything, it would probably just be Naruto. Yeah. But you know, it would be or One Piece. Yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice to see that. Like, yeah. So,
although One Piece would probably last as long as the series has so far, because they did that.
Yeah. So all in all, I know that this was Microsoft's conference, but real talk, it's pretty much Sony's conference. All the games that seemed interesting were pretty much multi-console.
Yeah.
And if they were, like, exclusive, like Gears or Battletoads, it's kind of like, eh.
No. Not interested.
Even the George R.R. Martin Dark Souls one, that's going to be multi-console.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and the guys that made Sekiro and all the Demon Souls games, they got into controversy because they were like, why don't you make your games accessible for handicapped people? And then handicapped people came out and said, I beat the game. So they were like, stop talking for me, man. I don't need your help. Thank you.
Yeah.
So it was that was pretty funny. That was good times.
I beat the game.
Yeah. So it's yeah. So yeah. So
more accessible. It seems to be accessible enough.
Right. Don't make excuses. I can do it. You can do it too. So yeah. So wrapping up in Microsoft, the Weeb games looked pretty good. Shooters were shooters, and yeah, I Keanu Reeves. You're breathtaking. So yeah.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Bethesda time.
Yeah, let's go with Bethesda.
Bethesda time. Bethesda was later on Sunday evening. And first off, out the gate, I don't know. It's like as EA is just becoming more like corporate scumbag, it's kind of like Bethesda is kind of filling in the shoes of what EA used to be, and in the hopes that maybe Bethesda will one day become the next E3. And by that I mean like microtransactions and shady practices and taking people's content, turning around and selling it as DLC, charging people to use mods. Because that's what they did with The Sims, actually. Funny enough, I didn't even get this far in my logic, but yeah, that's what they did with The Sims.
What, EA?
Yeah.
They started charging to use mods?
Yeah. People would mod stuff in, and then with like Sims 3 and Sims 4, they were selling it. Yeah, and they had their own version of like Creators Club. And yeah, it's all like, hey, you like these things? We just took them from someone else, and now we're selling them to you.
And not even giving them a cut?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So it's I don't know, and I don't know how I feel about Bethesda, It's like, in general, I'm not a big fan of open world games because I just get distracted and get bored. Right. That's why I never have really completed a Grand Theft Auto game. And Vice City is my favorite of all time because I just love Ray Liotta. Goodfellas is my favorite movie of all time.
Right. And
Scarface, I also love Scarface, and Vice City is basically a retelling of Scarface, let's be honest.
Okay.
So, yeah, but I still, I beat Vice City like once just to get it out of my system, and I was like, that's it. I can never do this again. Never beat San Andreas, and I never even played 4 or 5. So, or Red Dead. Never played any of the Red Deads, not even when Capcom was making it. So, Bethesda comes along, and it's like, oh, all right, let's do this.
Fallout 76.
Fallout 76 Battle Royale. That's what it is like. They're over here, they're screwing people up. They're putting out games that are buggy messes. They expect people to just kind of pay $60 full price. And, oh yeah, we'll fix it eventually. We'll fix it over time. And they try.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, so what's the best way we can apologize? Battle Royale.
Oh, and adding NPCs.
Oh, and NPCs.
Yeah.
Which is, they said they didn't want to do because if they had NPCs, everyone was just going to kill them. They were like, because people are assholes. Which they're not wrong about. But right. It was like, if you knew people were just going to kill the quest givers in your game, then make them unkillable. And then, but that breaks the immersion. Because that's the point of, like, Elder Scrolls and Fallout, is that you can be that asshole that kills the whole town.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm evil. But
I can't do that.
There's a reason why when you play like World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy XIV or Final Fantasy XI or Ragnarok Online, you can't kill the townspeople because that would just ruin the game. That would ruin like the quest givers or the shopkeepers. There's a reason why, or people that give you information, like story and all that. There's a reason why you can't off them, and if you can off them, then they respawn after a set amount of time.
Yeah,
so, it's there's a logic to it, and they just didn't care. They just were like, "You will sell it as DLC later," and that was pretty shady, pretty shady. And this was a point that I wrote down too. Whoever was the paid shill that was always like, "Woo!" that became a meme. Everyone that always cheered after everything Bethesda's done, and they're like, they still think Bethesda's amazing and this great company, and it's like even Todd Howard himself became a meme. I don't know if you saw the song. I don't know if I tagged you in it, but it's the Bethesda. It just works.
I think I've seen that. Yeah,
I shared it yesterday because I saw it on another video, and I'm probably gonna put it on the Anime Mystics page. So be sure to check it out too. Super catchy song, but it's just a compilation of just all the terrible, shitty things that Bethesda has done. Their empty promises, their broken ass games. And it's like it's just the trend. It happens. I remember I was playing San Andreas when I was still living in Denver, Colorado, and yes, I fell through the floor, and the game just teleported me to as if I was falling from the airplane. But the sky was all red. It was like one of those like creepypastas, and I was all like, "All right, that's enough San Andreas for tonight."
That's Rockstar though.
Yeah, that's Rockstar. Okay. But the point I'm making is that most of these open world games, they're so huge, it's near impossible to catch every single bug.
Yeah.
So I'm even giving you leeway in that regard. Same thing with like Mass Effect, or an Assassin's Creed. all of them suffer from the same problem. They're just too big to bug test completely. But with Bethesda, you know, most of these other games, like Rockstar's games or Ubisoft's games, well, not Ubisoft's games, Rockstar's games, they have like 2 to 3 years development time. So, you know, they have a lot of time. Bethesda was almost like every year, pretty much, since Skyrim. But even, it was funny that they kept porting over Skyrim and then Game of the Year edition, and they still had the same problems. So I don't really know what's going on.
Well, I mean, it's part of the experience.
That's the joke. That's literally the joke. And it's no, that's what they're selling it to you for. In the song, they're all like, yeah, you don't need a head. You have a train. That's your head. Isn't that cool? So it's like, oh my god. But it didn't matter to that one guy in the audience, though. Woo! So especially like when they announced the Blades or whatever, the mobile game that's also coming into the Switch. Oh. And they're like, well, we're going to have dragons. Woo! So Maximilian was watching it, and when he put his video on YouTube, so, you know, it's just his clips from Twitch, he put them on YouTube on his personal channel, and he called it the Bethesda, woo! E3, woo! Recap, woo! Video, woo! So whoever the fuck were the woo guys, man, they became a meme. Congratulations. And they've been covered from It's a Gundam to PewDiePie to everybody's talking about, woo! And even my friends and I were all watching it on Facebook chat, and we're all like, hey, they're advertising Commander Keen. Why were there no woos? As my friend goes, because there was no dragons. And I was like, fair point. So I was like, yeah, there was no woos. But I'm going to avoid the Bethesda elephant in the room, because I'm keeping that for the end, because Roman brought up a good point. Doom Eternal and Wolfenstein. I made this joke, I think, like 2 years ago. I was all like, what was it? Wolfenstein. No, Doom. Doom came first. The Doom remake came first. Right. Doom 2016. And then came Wolfenstein. And then when Wolfenstein came and they had glory kills, I was like, this is what Doom. This is Doom 2? And my friend was like, no, it's Wolfenstein. And I'm all like, bro, they're like doing the same shit. What's the difference?
You're killing Nazis in one.
What's up?
You're killing Nazis in one.
Well, the Nazis were demonic, okay? They were evil people. Like on their first Doom Eternal trailer, they were like, oh, they're not demons, they're mortally challenged. I laughed so hard. They were just sticking it to the SJW PC culture. I was so laughing fucking hard.
Oh, God.
But yeah, they kind of like, I guess they were just kind of getting lazy and just using the same engine. But, I mean, it's not like Elder Scrolls Fallout bad, but I just felt that again. And Starfield, oh man, Starfield, when that comes out, that's going to be a mess. But that's their new game. It's the same concept in outer space.
Nice.
So
wait, doesn't Doom take place on Mars?
Oh no, I'm talking about the next like Bethesda open world game.
Oh,
you know, because they did Fantasy,
okay.
And then they did Nuclear Apocalypse. Now it's going to be like outer space. Yeah.
Okay, sci-fi.
Yeah. Sci-fi, yeah.
All right. Gotcha.
But Doom and Wolfenstein, I don't know, they just kind of became the same game now to me. You know, and it's, I don't know. I like, there was, someone did a Doom remake speedrun, and I was like, that's cool. It looks like it has some cool things, and I like how they hid all the original levels behind things, like walls and stuff, and you just walk into the original Doom levels, and they're all like flat sprites and everything. So I respect that. And you know, it just reminds me of how much of a prick Romero was back in the day. Oh. But George Romero, not George, that's the zombie guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna have to wait. Wolfenstein had an interesting premise about how the Nazis won and all that, and I liked that, where they're all in the diner and the Nazi dude's just all talking and all that, and then, you know, you punch him in the fucking face. Yeah. It's good times. But in terms of gameplay, yeah, it just looks like it was the same. It looks like the same. But
there's only so much you could really do with that kind of first-person shooter story.
Yeah. And they were both made by id back in the day and all that. And they actually did do like the whole conspiracy theories and all that, because the final cyber demon that you actually fight in Wolfenstein, when he dies in his dying animation, he's actually shown as his arm and his leg are being blown off. Yeah. And then when you fight the cyber demon in Doom, those are actually the ones that have prosthetics, is the places that blew up in Wolfenstein. So that's why they're kind of trying to intertwined them together. And this was back in the 90s, with original Wolfenstein and original Doom. So it makes sense that they would also still be kind of intertwined. But again, I don't know. Well, I'll keep my eye on it. I'm just confusing myself and talking shit. And I touched on Todd Howard. I liked how they just kind of brought him in for a minute and then just kind of tucked him away. They were like, "We ain't getting memes made out of you this year, fucker. Go away." So they brought him out, and I guess too that might have been their way of, I don't necessarily want to say punishing him, but kind of like not giving him the chance to kind of get out there.
Right.
Because they were like, if we put him out there, we're just making a bigger target for ourselves, and the internet is going to eat us alive. So they put him out there, and you notice, I don't know if you noticed, but I noticed that he wasn't really being like snarky like he was last year. We're calling it the break it early test application. I heard our games are kind of buggy. And it's like, yeah, fuckface, people fall through the floors in your game. And he's all like taking it like a joke, and I was like, yeah, no smiles this time, huh, fucker? Yeah, no laughs, no snarky no, and everyone was mad too. They were like, "What happened, Todd? Not going to lie to me this year?" So, I think that was intentional. That was completely deliberate. He only came out to be all like, "Yeah, we did some things wrong, and here's Battle Royale," and then he left. So, before we could really rip him a new asshole, though, they brought out Nakamura Ikumi. And I'm sure that if you're listening to this stream or you've been on the internet in the last week, you've realized that she was the waifu that stole E3.
Yeah.
And so she came out. She was introduced by Shinji Mikami. And Shinji Mikami was the original director of Resident Evil.
Okay.
Like PS1 1996, he was the director. Shinji Mikami was the guy.
Right.
He was the one who created survival horror, effectively. That was him. He did the 3. He did 1, 2, 3. He did Dino Crisis. Did he do 4? Maybe he did 4. And then he cut. And then it went to the new guys for like 5, 6, 7, and onward. But yeah, he then, in 2008, he was part of the guys that got kicked out of Capcom, along with, after they formed Clover Studios. And, they did Beautiful Joe. They were the OG Devil May Cry guys as well. That was Shinji Mikami. Back when Devil May Cry was supposed to be Resident Evil 4, and then they just were like, this is too far away from Resident Evil, they made it Devil May Cry.
That was supposed to be a Resident Evil game?
Yes! If I remember correctly, it was supposed to be like Chris or Leon, I think it was Leon, was like possessed. He got possessed by a demon or something, and that's how he just kind of went crazy with all the like shit. But as they were making it, it just got so far beyond. They were like, this isn't even Resident Evil anymore. So they just made it Devil May Cry. They just made it its own franchise. And that's why when you look at kind of like Devil May Cry 1 PS2 Dante, you can kind of see Leon. Yeah. Kind of like with like the parted hair and all of that.
I can see it.
You can kind of see it. It's like white-haired Leon with shitty graphics. But then, like I said, they just spun it off. And even in Resident Evil 4, there are still kind of some elements of Devil May Cry in Resident Evil 4. But Resident Evil 4... just went Resident Evil 4 and became Resident Evil 4. Devil May Cry became Devil May Cry. And so here we are.
Right.
And Shinji Mikami was pretty much all of that. That was all his baby. That was all his creation. So when they brought him out to do survival horror and all that, I don't even know if he's with Platinum anymore. The guy that did Platinum, what's his name? I keep forgetting his name. I always remember his name when I don't need it. But starts with an H. Damn it. Hideki Kamiya. Kamiya is the guy that, because they were together. Kamiya came on towards like the later end of Resident Evils,
right,
and in Studio Clover, and he was kind of like the ones that was really helping like with Devil May Cry 4 and Beautiful Joe and all that. That was all Kamiya.
Okay.
But then, like I said, they all left. They formed Platinum Games. They all worked together on Bayonetta. And then apparently Nakamura Ikumi was the art director for Okami. So that was back under Capcom.
Right.
And so I said when she's all kind of like being all energetic and Genki desu ka? I was like, I believe it, because when you see the whack jobs that were like Shinji Mikami. Remember, Shinji Mikami worked with Suda51 to make Shadows of the Damned, and that was just a game about an endless string of penis jokes. So, you know, what other names can we call the penis? Johnson and Big Shot and all, whatever. The game is dumb. But they were eccentric. They were weirdos. That's why they made games like God Hand, Beautiful Joe, Okami, Devil May Cry, Resident Evil. They did all those games because they were weirdos. They were freaks. There's the picture of Kamiya, and he's dressed in like Boncho biker gear, like leather jacket, leather pants from his teenage years. And they were like, this is the guy that made Bayonetta. And so, and Ikumi-san was also the art director for Bayonetta.
Oh.
So with, you know, between Okami and Bayonetta and working with Kamiya and Mikami, she's a weirdo too. But that's, you know, why it was so entertaining and so bizarre all at the same time. And I was just all like, man, in Japanese society, if you act like that, they lock you up, dude. You're like, you know, shut up, you know? It's like, you can't have emotion. You know, they think you're crazy. They think you lost it or you're out of your mind. Yeah. And so when she comes out and she's so sweet and, you know, you can tell she has a passion for what she does and everything, you know, it showed. It really cared about what she was doing. And so she was the heartwarming sweetheart of E3, hands down. And so I kind of like how everyone shipped Keanu Reeves and Nakamura Ikumi together. OTP, E3, OTP. And quite honestly, they were the highlights of the show, let's be honest. Yeah. Keanu Reeves and Nakamura Ikumi-san, they stole the show. Absolutely stole the show. And so, you know, people start writing articles talking about how amazing she is and how cute she is and how energetic and Genki and all of this. And, of course, then come the haters. Like, don't objectify her, you know. Oh, do they know how disgusting you guys sound? You guys are all, like, worshipping her and everything. And then they started doing artwork of her. And, of course, eventually she caught wind of it. And she goes, she was grateful. She was like, thank you so much for taking the time out to draw me. And, you know, I have fun doing what I do. And, you know, I love you guys for loving me. And everyone just kind of turned to these people talking shit. And they were like, suck it. You know? And it was like, are you serious? Are you really serious? Like there were seriously people saying, you know, oh, don't objectify her. And then when she said that, oh, she appreciates all the fan arts and everything, and people were like, well, she's just brainwashed. Wow.
Whatever they can come up with, right?
They never give up, man.
No.
They just spin it around, move the goalpost. They're never wrong and they never lose, you know? And you might beat them today, but they'll just be back tomorrow or the day after or next week. You know, they never go away. So, and like I said, their problem is fun. You know, it's like they're fun vampires. They suck the fun out of everything, and to get rid of them, you shine fun on them, and they're just kind of like, ah! And they start melting, and then they retreat back to the internet. And this was the case with Ikumi-san, you know. And they tried to be all like, stop, where'd you hear? Like, you know, and it's like, no, dude, we're all here to have fun. She's here to have fun, you know. When you're in a job like the video game industry with crunch times and deadlines and everything, you have to have fun. And she's making it happen, so fuck off. So, that's all I got about Bethesda. I made the joke that they brought out Ikumi-san to save us from burying Todd Howard alive. So, yeah. Yeah, Bethesda.
All right.
I made a note here about Devolver Digital because they were the next ones up, but I couldn't even finish their presentation because they're so fucking weird, man.
I don't even think I've heard of them.
They're the guys that, like, do, like, I don't know, like, they had the spokeswoman come out and she's all, like, bleeding from the eyes and heads are blowing up and shit. And they do wacky, weird fucking games and sure. I don't get it, you know, but what can I say? I'm a dirty fucking weeb. So, I guess they're so edgy that I just missed the point.
I guess so.
Yeah. A friend of mine is just like, I only know them because they make Serious Sam. I was like,
they do that?
Yeah, that's them.
Okay.
Or at least they bought the rights.
They might have bought the rights.
Yeah, they bought the rights and now they do it. No, I don't think so either, no. But they have it now.
Heads are going to be spinning.
Pretty
Eyes
much.
bleeding.
Pretty much. God damn it. But yeah, I guess if you like Devolver Digital and you're there, alright. Good times. You said you saw the Ubisoft?
I did see. That was the only one I saw, was Ubisoft.
So I saw a couple of clips, and I saw that they brought out John Bernthal, the Punisher. Mm-hmm. And I love Punisher. Punisher is my favorite Marvel superhero. We're gonna talk about the Punisher later.
Okay.
During Square, because or that's Nintendo. Ooh, but it was pretty funny. And I'm not gonna lie, I am interested in watching it, knowing that he's the main character, but I don't know if I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah, because it's Ghost Recon.
Yes.
Breakpoint.
Yes.
Yeah. It was just a cinematic trailer, so.
I mean, then I might just go watch the trailer.
I think they showed a little bit of gameplay, but not a whole lot.
I heard that it was mostly trailers.
It was mostly trailers, yeah.
Did they say the new Assassin's Creed?
Oh, did they say new Assassin's? I don't think they did.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they did an Assassin's Creed game. They did Ghost Recon, The Division 2, adding 3 episodes to that.
Okay.
Watchdog Legion, which
I
actually looks interesting. I might actually play that.
I heard about that.
Rainbow Six Quarantine, Tom Clancy's Elite Squad, which I think is a mobile game. Gods and Monsters, which is like a kind of cartoony looking mythological game.
Okay.
Like Greek mythology and stuff like that. And I guess they do the game Brawlhalla. They're adding Finn, Jake, and Princess Bubblegum to the game.
Oh, god damn it. Alright.
Adventure Time.
Alrighty then.
And I think they announced some TV show that the guys from Always Sunny in Philadelphia are doing for that Apple TV thing.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I don't know why they didn't... I don't know why they even brought that out. Nobody seemed to be interested in it at all during the presentation.
Yeah, I heard about it. I think I was watching it on PewDiePie, and they were talking about it too, and it was like, I didn't get it either, but I guess they're just trying to diversify their portfolio.
I guess so. I mean, it might be funny.
Yeah.
I like Always Sunny, so maybe. But I'll probably never watch it because it's on that Apple TV thing.
Just download the torrent.
Yeah.
We do not advocate piracy on anime. So, yeah.
Always purchase your anime.
Yes, always purchase your anime. Support Crunchyroll.
Yes.
But not Funimation. Fuck those guys. Anywho.
But yeah, all of their stuff was mostly shooters.
Yeah.
The only one that kind of seemed interesting was the Watchdog Legion.
You know, you just brought up a good point. I can't wait for their future game. It's going to be called Tom Clancy's Sniper the Shooter.
Sniper the Shooter.
Tom Clancy. It's like, we need to distinguish ourselves. I'm not going to be surprised. The next one's going to be Tom Clancy's Assassin's Creed. This is going to be everything. It's like, the dude's been dead for 3 years now or something? It's like, apparently he's still making stuff, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Tom Clancy's Sniper the Shooter. Watch. Someone's going to hear this out of nowhere and just make that fan art. It's gonna be like Sam Fisher from Splinter Cell. He's just gonna be like Tom Clancy Sniper the Shooter.
Oh, he's in that Elite Squad.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Sam Fisher.
Nice. Yeah. See what I mean? You can call it already.
Yeah, I don't know. Ubisoft, it was not a good one to start with for me to watch.
Compared to all the other ones.
Compared to all the other ones, yeah. Because, I mean, Ubisoft was just all shooters, and I don't play shooters.
Yeah.
Well, except for Overwatch.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's not my genre. So.
Well, I wish them the luck with Ghost Recon, because, like I said, I like John Bernthal. And, I don't know what Marvel's or Disney's plans are now that they have it back. I don't know if he's coming back as Punisher or what. Who knows? So hopefully he comes back. I would love to see him back.
Yeah.
But
bring him into a movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe Spider-Man.
Hey.
He does deal with Spider-Man every once in a while.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, Ubisoft. Not much going on with them. I mean, if you're into all the shooters, then yeah, go check out the trailers. They were interesting trailers. But as far as I go, I wasn't really interested. I was like, I'm just going to work. Because I was listening to it while I was at work, and I was like, I'm just going to tune this out. I'm going to put Hot Ones on again.
Well, did you see anything of Square Enix?
Square Enix. Where did I put them in here? Probably towards the bottom somewhere. I saw the Avengers trailer.
It's so weird.
I mean, the game looks fun, but the characters look very generic. I saw that meme for Spaceballs, where that guy's like, "You idiots! You caught the stunt doubles," and they show the characters from the Avengers game.
God fucking damn it! Oh god damn it!
And I'm like, yeah, that does look like the stunt doubles.
You know,
Captain America, he just looks so generic.
Oh my god! You know, I think that probably when they were first thinking about it and first making it, it was a good idea.
Yeah.
It was Crystal Dynamics, you know, they do Tomb Raider and all that. They need to make another Gex the Gecko, by the way. But anywho.
Oh, yeah, Gex.
Anyways. But knowing that there's another Ultimate Alliance coming out as well, it's kind of like, then who cares about this game?
Right.
Who gives an honest shit about this game, you know? And it sucks because I'm sure that they did their best and they put everything they could and it's got an original story.
I'm sure it's going to be a fun game.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Ultimate Alliance,
It's cut out. It's like cut out right underneath you, man. Your legs are just chopped right out from under you.
Yeah.
So
you dropped the ball on that one, Disney. Probably should have just released one game.
Right? Yeah. Why would they? I mean, obviously money.
Right.
But I was like, why would you sign off on that money? So, it's like, but it's like I don't know. It's self-defeating, I feel, you know. It's like, which version of Captain America would you rather use? The Stunt Doubles or Marvel Ultimate Alliance? Oh, man. Well, that's probably why that was the only game that Crystal Dynamics was talking about.
Probably.
So, which is funny because Tomb Raider looked to be doing pretty good, and the Hitman 2 from the last year looked pretty good. I still kind of watch videos randomly.
Yeah.
Like, I watched the Sean Bean DLC one where it was like the unkillable or something, and the whole point of the mission was to kill Sean Bean, and I'm just kind of like, well, that's kind of meta.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, so I know they're capable of doing fun, good stuff, but this Avengers,
Yeah. Again, it could be a fun game.
it could be. It could be.
Just you need to work on your models. Like, go back and at least make them look good.
Yeah.
It's the best word I can come up with.
Maybe it's because they put all their money in FF7.
Maybe. Because that looks amazing.
So, when I saw the first trailer, like, 2 months ago, it looked clunky as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, we live in the age now of, like, Nier Automata, and, you know, Metal Gear Revengeance, and Platinum Games, and Bayonetta. So, when you do a hack and slash, boom, 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 we need rapid, man. And I had already known, ever since PlayStation Experience 2015, that every character was gonna be a different playstyle.
Right.
Like, Barret was going to be a third-person shooter. Cloud was going to be hack and slash. Tifa was going to be like beat 'em up.
Yeah.
So like Muso style, more or less. So I had a feeling that that's what was going to happen. But when the trailer came out from a couple months ago, I was like, man, this is clunky as hell. But then this trailer came out and it was actually smooth, and I was all like, okay, this is respectable. But it was like Square, and this is actually just in the grander scheme of things, this is Square's issue, is that they make the prettiest games. Like, that's probably why people buy them. Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, Nier, all pretty as fuck. Gameplay-wise, some of them are questionable. And
Well, they like to experiment.
they do. They do.
Sometimes I feel like they should just experiment on games that aren't established.
Right.
And, like, try it on a new game.
Right.
And see if it works. And then tweak it.
Right.
Then bring it over to some of the more established games like Final Fantasy or Nier or something like that.
Yeah.
Don't just throw it into a game that people already love and be like, man, this sucks.
Yeah.
I don't want to play another one anymore.
Yeah. I want to have a little bit of confidence in this one and say that it'll be fine. But the issue now lies in that the game looks good. Mm-hmm. The game is probably going to play good. Mm-hmm. But now that they're talking about this first game is going to be only Midgar, which was a section of the game that took like what, maybe 3 hours to complete.
I don't remember actually.
To get from the beginning of the game to get out of Midgard and into the world map.
I feel like it was like half the disc, wasn't it?
No, because you got the first disc comprised almost entirely of both continents and Gold Saucer, all the way through Temple of the Ancients and Sid and all of that, and Yuffie and Vincent.
You sure?
Yeah, that was all the first disc.
I kind of feel like there's some second disc stuff mixed in there.
No, the FF7 remake is all Midgar.
Or maybe they extended it.
What's up?
Maybe they extended it.
Well, they are. That's the plan. They said that that's the plan, is to flesh out Midgar and just have you going everywhere. And you see it in the beginning of the preview where Heidegger is talking to President Shinra. So we ain't even gotten to Rufus yet.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we will by the end of the disc, but it's more like their interactions and all that.
Yeah.
And so it's but I'm like, and I know a lot of people are excited about that. They're like, hey, look at that, and I'm like, but do we really need it? Like, isn't there a reason why they said there's 7 sectors, but really we only went to 2? We blew up, what was it, 5, and then we lived in 7. It was like, what really do you need to see in sectors 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6?
I don't know. We'll find out when it comes out.
It's just, I don't know. I just didn't really care in that regard. I mean, who knows what they're going to do with it. But now their issue is that they need to justify selling it for $60 and telling me it's going to be a 20 to 30 hour game. By the way, the collector's edition, the Soldier First Class edition, $330. That's with the play arts of Cloud on his bike. The deluxe edition, which is probably the one I'm going to get, is $80. And so you're selling me basically the first third of the first disc for $80. And they don't even know. Now they're saying they don't even know how many other parts of the game this is going to be. They said originally it was supposed to be a trilogy.
Right.
So I figured it was going to be one disc just like it was back in the day. And they were going to sell it to you for $60 a pop. And it's like, all right, whatever. It's better than $60 and then $20 DLC, $20 DLC, $15 DLC. Fine. Now that's not going to do it. It's going to be periodic episodes. But look how long it took them just to do this one. And it's basically the first third of the game. You know, we're not even going to get to Calm, which is the town right outside.
Right.
You know, and that was the whole flashback with Cloud and Sephiroth and all that took place in Calm. We're not going to get all that. So it's just so, yeah, you know, it's like they were doing so good. They looked like they were starting to win back naysayers like me, like, okay, all right. And now you're just like, oh, really? You know, you don't want to give people like me excuses to talk shit, you know? And here's the thing. I like 7. 7 is actually one of the games that I have to admit that I actually know completely and in depth because I played it that much.
Right.
Most of us did, you know. You know our circle. You remember our circle.
Yeah.
We loved 7.
Yeah.
We always talked all about 7. But this splitting it into episodes thing, they didn't even finish 13, man. Or 14. No, 15. Sorry, 15. They didn't even finish 15. They were like, oh, there's going to be so many episodes and all. And then they just dropped it. They were just like, yeah, we're done. So, you know, and effectively, they didn't honor the season pass. So, the season pass people skipped out on, like, what, 2 or 3 episodes? So, imagine what they're going to do here. It's all like, oh, yeah, cool, you get out of Midgar. Guess what? We're not doing it anymore. Final Fantasy 16. PlayStation 5. You know? So, it's like whenever we were doing our anime podcast, and it was all like they're going to end the game with them staring off into the distance, and it'd be to be continued.
Roundabout.
Yeah, roundabout. So, but I mean, what do you think about Tifa?
I still like her design.
Yeah, it's fine, honestly.
I remember reading something about somebody not liking the skirt, but I was like, It looks fine to me.
I think they were just looking for excuses because they wanted to hate on her boobs.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, we can't hate on her boobs. They look fine. Fuck that skirt."
Yeah, they look more natural.
Believe me, if it was bad, I think I would be the most vocal person. Like, fuck, SJWs ruin everything. I was like, no, I'm actually okay with it. It's fine. It's not that bad. And the fact that she's got the sports bra on underneath the tank top actually justifies why she appears quote unquote nerfed. Because that's what they do. They compress the chest, so they're not flopping all over the place when you're working out or doing, in her case, martial arts. And we had this discussion, remember, where Tifa's an entrepreneur, she's a businesswoman, she's a leader, she has team ability, she keeps the team together.
Yep.
And so, and she's strong as fuck. World-class martial artist, so...
She wears multiple hats.
Absolutely, her skill set is incredibly varied. And so... Yeah, I think it was perfectly fine. The design was fine.
Yeah, I never had an issue with it.
I went immediately to all the Japanese trailers and just listened, and I was like, oh, is it still... And yes, it's still Sakurai, and it sounds like, yes, it is still Maya Sakamoto as Eris. So I'm happy for that.
Got the cast back?
It sounds like it. I mean, it sounds like the Advent Children guys are all coming back, so that's fine. Because remember, they did Advent Children, and then they immediately did Dirge of Cerberus.
Yeah.
So it should be all the same guys.
Nice.
So, I heard, I was watching Max when he came back from E3, and he was talking about the Square Enix booth, and how they actually had it designed like Shinra's building. And so they had like a Mako reactor, kind of like a prop or a setup, and it was actually kind of blowing out like dry ice steam.
Okay.
So it was like kind of rad. And then he said when he walked in, the TV was all playing one of those, life is great with Shinra. Here at Shinra Inc., we care about families. And it shows like the kids on bikes and everything and families. And, it's like, wow.
Like one of those umbrella corporations.
Yeah, precisely. Precisely. And when you think about it, too, it was like Resident Evil 1 comes out, and then Final Fantasy 7 comes out, and then Resident Evil 2 comes out, and it's like, it was just that sequence of evil corporations being assholes.
Yeah.
So, but then he also said, too, what kind of caught my interest was that they had a cosplayer there that was actually dressed like one of the Turks.
Oh.
So it was a female cosplayer, had the suit and the gloves on and the tie, and her whole purpose was just to kind of mean mug you. Make sure you don't get out of line, because, special security forces, man.
What was her name?
Well, she wasn't like Elena, and on top of that, that's not considering any of the expanded Turks from like before Crisis, because there was like two hands and all of them, and shotgun and all of them. But Elena was the one with the short blonde hair,
right?
But she didn't have that. She had like normal, just like long hair.
Okay, so they just put her in the outfit.
Yeah, it wasn't like she was cosplaying Elena or a specific Turk. She was just dressed as a Turk.
Turk number 1.
Exactly. Which was what they did with like Before Crisis, and they expand. Did you ever see the was it Final or Lost Order or Last Order OVA?
No.
So they ended it with all of the other Turks, and so I was kind of hoping that they would do that. And the same thing with like Dirge of Cerberus, if they were going to bring in all of the other Hojo creatures, like all the other people that got experimented on and everything.
Yeah.
I was curious to see if they were going to bring them in, but probably not. That might be too robust.
There's still a chance. Who knows? We don't know what they have planned.
Yeah, so these are all the expanded Turks. This was from a mobile game from like, 04 or something? Or 03 or something? Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then this is how they all looked. So this is all the characters.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, they have a Red 13.
Yeah. Yeah. So, there were more Turks than just Rude, Reno, Zhang, and Elena. Yeah. I'm showing Roman all these like art shrines. Yeah. Because remember, this came out after Kingdom Hearts, but before Dirge of Cerberus.
Yeah.
And oh wow. They even hacked the game and fan dubbed it. Wow. Wow. And this was a prequel as well.
Okay.
So and that's why Cloud is also still when he was just a regular Shinra soldier. So yeah, so I would like to see them. That's something that I would like them to do, is to use them. But I honestly doubt it. I think that might be too robust. But again, it's expanded lore, so who knows? But it's also like, it would be like traversing the same territory all over again, because it's like you could play Before Crisis, or you could play Crisis Core. You could play any of those and get the story and all that, so it's kind of unnecessary. But in terms of telling a cohesive all-in-one story, it would make more sense to throw them all into the FF7 remake and really bind them all together, versus like having them exist in the grand continuity, but in this lore, in this game, they just don't exist. Even though they exist, they're not being referenced, so it's like they're not even there. But yeah, who knows?
Right.
We'll see. But yeah, like I said, the biggest thing that just keeps me from being super hype is the fact that they're selling it in episodes like they're going to. That sucks. That sucks balls.
Well, hopefully they do it right.
Yeah.
That's all we can hope for right now.
Yeah. So, we'll see. We'll keep our eye on things.
Yep.
So, Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC. Looks like boss rush mode.
Ah, yes, I heard about the DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3.
I never even played Kingdom Hearts 3, so I don't have a whole lot to say.
Yeah, I haven't either. But I haven't played any games, really, for the last couple of years. So, I just...
You're probably like me, so far behind in the Kingdom Hearts story.
Yeah, I didn't play any of the side games. I haven't even finished 2. I think I got to the Pirates of the Caribbean world, and that was it.
Nice.
The only thing that really upset me about Kingdom Hearts was it was supposed to be a mix of Final Fantasy and Disney, and the only mix is that there's some characters from Final Fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked to have seen some worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all we got are Disney worlds.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen, like, maybe Final Fantasy 9 thrown in there, or maybe even was 14 out when 2 was out? No? Which one was the last one that came out when Kingdom Hearts 2 was released? Was that 10?
11. Because 12 was like the demo disc
11
at the time.
They could have incorporated 11.
Yeah, they could have. 10.
But, yeah. But they just chose to stick with Disney worlds, and that's the only complaint I have about Kingdom Hearts. As much as I like the Disney worlds, I would have liked to have seen Final Fantasy used more.
That's fair. Maybe that's what it needed to kind of revitalize the series too. But I heard in 3 they didn't even use Final Fantasy that much.
No?
No.
It was strictly Disney?
Strictly Disney, yeah.
That's a little disappointing.
Yeah. Like, I saw I think it was my brother was playing it, and they referenced, like, Cloud and Hades in the Hercules world, but I think that's about as far as it goes. Like, you didn't get to use Cloud or anything like that, so yeah, it sounds like they kind of, like, shoved all the Final Fantasy-ness to the side.
But this is a Disney game now.
Yeah, this is Disney. It's like, oh well.
And that was the whole thing that drew me to that, was it was Final Fantasy and Disney.
Yeah.
Not Disney with mentions of Final Fantasy.
Alas. Well, maybe that's why Devil May Cry is outselling it.
Maybe.
Who knows? Devil May Cry 5. Who knows? So, well, the last 2 things I got here for Square is the expansion for Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers. That looks pretty fun. Like, okay. Red Mage and Dark Knight are coming in.
Nice.
So I'm trying to get into that. I have a friend who's kind of giving me a crash course into it, and he's just like, oh man, it's going to suck for you, because you're like 2 years behind and all this, and I'm just like, alright bro, that's what I'm saying. If it's not PSO2, it's going to be FF14, but I want to play. I've been trying to get in ever since last year. I keep delaying it, but yeah. I'm trying to get back. And I keep doing podcasts too, saying, maybe that's how delaying me too, but I want to get back into Final Fantasy XIV really bad. I want to get back into my Dragoon. I want to try Samurai. I want to try Ninja. I heard that now Bahamut is summonable as a summoner, and I'm like, God damn it.
Nice.
So I have a lot of work to do when I get back into 14. That's for sure. And then the only other thing I got is Romancing Saga and Collection of Mana.
Collection of Mana.
So I liked Saga Frontier on like PlayStation 1. I liked it, and I think I have.
Do you have a copy?
I have. I thought I had the PS2 version. I mean, I still have my PS1 copy of Saga Frontier 1 because hell yeah, I liked it. I really liked the game. They said that Octopath Traveler was supposed to be like Saga Frontier, actually. So it was supposed to be like the 2018, 2019 version of Saga Frontier. And so that's what really caught my eye about Octopath Traveler. So at some point, I heard that now it's coming on Steam, so I might actually check it out when I get my PC. But Collection of Mana also, I believe that's the official release of Secret of Mana 3. So that actually might be one worth checking out. And the Game Boy game, which was Final Fantasy Adventure for us, but it was Secret of Mana, or Seiken Densetsu for Japan. So that might be worth it, too.
Secret of Mana. That was the one for PlayStation 1, right?
Secret of Mana was on Super.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Where, with the dragon, right?
That was the one with the boy who finds the sword after falling in the waterfall. And then you got the princess and then the little, like, pink kid.
And there was a dragon, though, wasn't it? That they flew on?
I think so.
I think it ended up being the final boss.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Okay, I'm thinking of the right one then.
Yeah. So that's coming out, though. And, I mean, hey, we should just get the collection, figure it all out, right?
Yeah.
Look at that cheap shill right there. Shilling products.
You didn't want to mention that Final Fantasy VIII was getting a remaster? Your favorite Final Fantasy of all time?
Final Fantasy VIII puts me in an awkward predicament because I don't like the game overall, but Laguna is the best male Final Fantasy character in all 15 games. 15 games, Laguna is the best. The best. And it's all like, I can hear the Cloud fanboys, and I want to remind you, what is a Soldier First Class's #1 weakness? What is their greatest weakness? Bullets. What's Laguna's weapon? A fucking MP5 submachine gun. You're not going to win this fight.
We'll see. I mean,
So,
Cloud's fought many people with bullets, so.
Yeah, that's what Zach said.
Yeah, but Zach's not Cloud.
Zach's not Cloud. Zach was better than Cloud, excuse you.
Sure.
Zach was everything Cloud wanted to be and couldn't. So, yeah, it was, yeah, and I mean, like, it looked good. I saw the graphics on it. It looked really impressive.
Yeah.
But, you know, and yeah, that's really it. I heard that the big holdup on why, because it was like every other game got announced coming to the Switch, like 7, 9, and 10, but for some reason 8 got ignored. And I think it was the conspiracy theory, or at least what I heard, all had to do with the song from Faye Wong, that Eyes on Me, that they needed to get the rights or something to it.
I was going to say copyright again.
Yeah. So I think that's what the holdup was, but I guess they sorted it out, and here we are.
Okay.
So, hey, you know, I still check it out. I mean, here's the thing. Final Fantasy games are never games that you shouldn't play. I recommend every single Final Fantasy game, even 8. I say that 8 is a lower point because the gameplay was kind of meh, the story was kind of meh. But, you know, that's what I also say about 9. I also wasn't really that impressed with 9. So, But by all means, check it out. It's still a Final Fantasy game. If you played 7, 10, 6, check it out. Actually, I was watching a Final Fantasy V speedrun like 2 days ago, or Sunday, I think. And, you know, I love 5. So, you know, 8's fine. Oh, and Selfie. Selfie is cool, too. I like Selfie. So, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know what else to say. 8 is amazing because of Laguna. Laguna's the shit.
Okay.
And I guess that wraps it up for Square Enix as well.
Yeah.
So, the last item on my agenda, and then we could wrap this podcast up, is Nintendo.
Nintendo.
So, I'm going to start by saying, if you agree or disagree, let me know. But I wholeheartedly think Nintendo won E3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just basically by default. I was like, going into it, we knew that they had Pokemon, Fire Emblem, and Smash DLC. I was all like, that alone just seals it. You know, nothing else that Microsoft or Bethesda or Square showed just comes close, and Sony didn't even bother, so
Yeah.
I was like, Nintendo's gonna win by default. I'm not gonna lie, the little cheesy thing they did with Bowser in the beginning of the show, it was dumb, but that's just because we're all not children. I liked it. I thought it was dumb fun. So Bowser shows up and he's just like, and then the Doug Bowser, the new president of America, Nintendo America, shows up and he's just all like, "Not you, they mean me." And the CG Bowser is like, so it was dumb, but it was fun. So I was all like, all right.
His last name's actually Bowser.
His last name is actually Bowser.
Wow.
And yes, they've drawn fan art of him. And yes, they've drawn that comic too, where they were like, it was like Bowser was sitting in the chair and he's just like, finally, they've given me the keys to the kingdom. And he turns around in the chair and then it shows the building and says Nintendo headquarters. So yes, they've made that joke.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
And at first he didn't catch it, but it was like immediately after they made the announcement that his name is Bowser, like, and then the internet caught on. Like the next day, he was all like, "Yeah, I know." So by them taking the initiative and doing Bowser, the character with Bowser, the president of Nintendo America, that shows that they still are kind of aware.
Yeah.
So, again, props to Nintendo. They're not as money hungry as... Well, they are money hungry. But they're not as dumb as people are led to believe.
Right.
So, you know, I'll give them their dues on when it's earned. So, I'm just going to go down by, like, the games that I'm least interested in to the games that I'm most interested in. Luigi's Mansion 3. I think it's a fun speedrun game. I've never played them personally, but, you know.
I didn't even know there was a 2.
Yeah. Me neither, actually.
So, I heard of Luigi's Mansion, but I didn't know there was a second one. Maybe it was on a mobile game?
Maybe it was Wii U.
Yeah, maybe a Wii U game or something.
Or maybe I don't know. Well, we'll have to look it up. Maybe it is Luigi's Mansion 2 then. Maybe I'm skipping a game.
No, it's 3.
It is
I looked it up too.
It is 3. Okay.
It was 3.
That's a good question. Where did 2? Maybe it was earlier on the Switch. Was it a launch title for the Switch? Maybe
it just got shuffled underneath some papers because of better games.
Octopath Traveler.
Look this up. Luigi's Mansion 2.
All right, he's looking up Luigi's Mansion 2.
Oh, it's called Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon.
Right.
That
was on
the 3DS.
For the oh, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, that's weird, but okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, like I said, I'll look forward to the speed run. I'll probably watch it, and I hope they do a 100% run, so I don't need to ever watch this game again. Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is on an island now. Yay!
And it was delayed till next year.
No, which means never. Hi, Metroid Prime 4 and Bayonetta 3. Never coming out.
Well, never say never. Half-Life 3 is coming.
Yeah, right. What do you think about the new Pokemon? Are you getting it? Sword and Shield?
I haven't played a Pokemon game in forever. What was that? That's for the Switch, right? I need to get a Switch first.
They keep baiting you because they keep putting out those waifus, man.
I know. But it looks pretty interesting. It looks much different than the other ones.
Looks like Pokemon.
Yeah. But, more waifus.
More, definitely waifus. Yeah. I mean, you know, the first thing I said was with, what the hell was her name? Oh, god damn it. Why I'm drawing a blank now. I'm trying to meme myself, and I ended up playing myself.
Just looking that up right now.
Yeah.
That's why there's a little silence going on.
God damn it.
Which one? The redhead or the gym leader?
Hang on, I'm finding it. Lusamine. Why couldn't I remember that? Lusamine.
Is that the blonde?
Yeah, that's the blonde MILF.
few games ago.
Yeah, from the last game, from Sun and Moon.
Yeah, okay.
Lusamine.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, like I said, they just throw waifus at you. And then it was all like, oh, I'm Lusamine. I'm 40 years old. Press A to pound. Yeah. Yeah. So
those, yeah.
they just throw the meme. They just throw the waifus at you, man, and then they get you. Mm-hmm. So that's what they did with this one.
Finally catching up to all the other anime.
Right.
Let's get those waifus out there.
They're figuring it out. They're like
the older crowd.
Yeah, right. We can't just make cute looking Pokemon and get the kids anymore. We need to get the weebs. They've all grown up and have full-time jobs now.
Yeah.
We need to get their money. So it's, I don't know.
Even before then, you were getting their money, but now you're guaranteed.
Yeah. And so, I mean, same thing. It's Pokemans. So I'm probably going to skip it, but I look forward to the memes and the artwork.
Yeah, I've already seen a lot of artwork.
Oh man. Link's Awakening was interesting. I actually have a history with Link's Awakening because I actually played the OG one back in like '93 on my Game Boy, and I destroyed so many batteries on that. That game was so broken. Even in my day, before I knew about speedrunning and hacking and all that other crap and emulators, the select screen skip trick that I learned from Nintendo Power was just so broken. You could just beat the whole game. It's like you could beat bosses and it was so broken.
That was the cool thing about Nintendo back in the day. They would tell you about the cheats.
Yeah, right. You had to buy the magazine, but they'll tell you, or go to the library. Yeah. But they tell you.
They tell you. I remember I had a video that had a whole bunch of different games on it with like cheats on it.
Man. One
for Blaster Master and a few other games I played.
Going back to that Battletoads from like an hour ago.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, no, I might check that out. I might check that out just for nostalgia's sake. I might check it out, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. And then at the very end of the whole presentation, they announced Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah.
So that'll be 5 years from now.
I really need to get a Nintendo system, but I don't want to spend $60 on their games.
Mm-hmm. It's rough.
I know. I got figures I could spend that on.
It's true. It's honestly true.
Nintendos.
Yeah.
That pay for my shipping before the other ones come in.
Right.
I do have another chance of getting that Nadeshiko Nendo.
Oh, yeah?
From, was it a Eurocamp?
Oh, yeah?
They're re-releasing it.
Oh, nice.
I missed out the last time, so I'm going to have to pre-order it.
Okay. Yeah, I was poking around Good Smile today, and I saw that there was a couple of re-releases coming back. So
she's one of them.
Okay. Oh, Marth. Marth is getting a re-release, which makes sense because Fire Emblem comes out next month.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get to Fire Emblem in like 2 games. Obviously, I touched on this with you, but the Dragon Quest hero coming into Smash, looking like Gohan. Damn it, Roman. And then Banjo-Kazooie also coming in. That was kind of funny that they debuted Banjo-Kazooie with Donkey Kong because it's all rare. Rare to Donkey Kong Country. So I was like, ha ha ha, ha ha. But I look forward to using it. I want to, hopefully, if all things go right, I think that they should have him demo playable at at EVO. So I want to check him out. I want to check out Dragon Quest. So hopefully the hero will be there.
Okay.
Last year Ridley was there with Inkling. So yeah, hopefully this year they'll have hero and I'll get a chance to check him out. Then again, the line for Smash was like almost 45 minutes long.
Wow.
Yeah, but I mean this was before Ultimate had come out though. Mm-hmm. And they had 2 lines going. They were like, the long ass line is for 1-on-1. The short ass line is for 4-player free for all. And I was like, just go 4-player free for all. Who cares?
Yeah. You're still playing the game.
Yeah, this is not a tournament. Relax. So, yeah. So that's cool though. Dragon Quest is often underrated, especially here in the States. Not everybody is like Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, but Dragon Quest is cool. I like Dragon Quest. I like Dragon Quest Moose. I don't think I have it out here, but yeah, Dragon Quest Warriors is pretty awesome. I fucking love that game. And so, yeah, I hope the hero is legit. I probably should buy the season pass. I think I'm probably more excited for the hero more than I am for Joker. But hey, it is what it is.
I mean, as you said, you're finally getting Gohan, one of the Dragon Ball characters.
Did I tag you in that?
You did.
Okay.
Yeah, you tagged me. Yeah.
So that GIF or that image of Gohan that they photoshopped, where did that line "you retard" come from? Is that from like a mistranslation or something, or?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't remember Gohan saying that.
Okay, I mean, obviously, it could just be somebody just putting a subtitle there.
Yeah.
It could be, but yeah, it was like in the comments section, everyone just had that picture of Gohan saying "you retard," and then someone photoshopped him to look like the Dragon Quest hero, and it still said "you retard." And I was like, "What is this?" I was like, I was like, "Is this from a Do-Wang sub, like fan sub?" It's like they just like ran it through Google Translate and it came out saying "you retard." I don't know. But yeah, it was like that. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You know, everyone bugged Sakurai to put Goku in Smash, and Sakurai's like, "All right, you fuckers, this is what you get." And
It's
here
the
we are.
closest thing.
And
It's
here
also
we-
by Akira Toriyama.
Yep. Yes, indeed. So, yeah. Hopefully he's fun.
Hopefully. Probably going to be like a Dragon Quest character. Probably going to be like a Fire Emblem character.
Yeah. So here's my bit of drama. We're almost to the end, guys. Ultimate Alliance looked like Ultimate Alliance, and you know those games were fun back in the day on like 360 and all that. And Ultimate Alliance 2 was pretty good. But I didn't get irritated until at the very end when they said future DLC. Do you remember who the packs were for future DLC? Do you remember what they were? So
No.
I'm going to say them in my order to get triggered. The first one was the Fantastic Four. They're going to be DLC. It's like, okay. The second was X-Men, and I'm like, well, that's kind of dumb. But they've already shown off like Wolverine and Magneto, so it's kind of like, all right, whatever, sure.
Maybe other members.
Yeah,
Cyclops.
Yeah,
Jean Grey.
Yeah,
Beast.
Yeah.
Kitty Pryde.
Yeah. And the third DLC pack though was the Marvel Knights, and I was like,
well, like Moon Knight.
Moon Knight, Punisher, and I was like, y'all really gonna do that? Y'all are gonna make me try to get me to buy a $60 game and then immediately spend $20 for the Punisher? Y'all are some motherfuckers right there.
But let me get my wallet.
Fuck. I might not. I felt like yelling like John Bernthal did. You know? Like he does in the TV show. Like he does in the Netflix. It's like, you fuckers. I can't believe it. When I saw that, I flipped my shit. I couldn't believe it. I was all like, y'all are making an Ultimate Alliance game and they're gonna charge us for the Punisher. Damn, y'all some assholes. Y'all are the worst. Oh, but hey, you get Miles Morales for free. Fucking hell. Wow.
So many people like that guy.
I like his Japanese version better.
I haven't read anything really with Miles Morales.
Yeah,
but I know in the Ultimate Universe he takes over for Peter because Peter dies.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
In case you haven't seen Enter the Spider-Verse.
Oh no, I was talking more the comics.
Kind of happens in
Ultimate
Spider-Verse.
series.
Yeah. Well, it happens in Spider-Verse too.
Okay, so you're spoiling the movie for me then.
Oh, hey.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I'm waiting to get the Japanese dub version. I need to get the Japanese dub version. When that happens, I'll propagate it around. Well, Japanese voices with subs. But yeah. Yeah. So I stopped spoiling Enter the Spider-Verse. Yeah, so, I mean, Ultimate Alliance looks fine. I don't really have any complaints on it's Ultimate Alliance, you know, you've played it before. But when I saw that announcement for Marvel Knights DLC, I just, wow. And you know it's going to include Punisher. He had 2 seasons on Netflix. He's super over. I think his ratings were up there with, like, you know, definitely better than Defenders. Definitely better than Iron Fist. Maybe even better than Jessica Jones. I don't really know the whole numbers. But he was popular.
Yeah.
John Bernthal's Punisher on Netflix sold like crazy. That's why, on top of that, when you look at the announcements, Marvel Knights is the first one you see on the list. Marvel Knights, X-Men, Fantastic Four. So, and they know that dumb fucks like me will probably pay, and I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to so that I don't encourage this behavior. But just the sheer audacity of them to do that is just amazing. You know, and Punisher hasn't been in Ultimate Alliance. Like, he wasn't in 1 or 2.
Oh, it wasn't?
No. No. Blade was, like, in the first one. I think that might have been the closest. And Deadpool. Deadpool was in both, I believe.
Yeah, he was in... I know he was in the second one because I used him.
Yeah.
Was it Moon Knight?
Moon Knight was in, like, the first one. Maybe the second one. But Moon Knight was in the first one for sure.
I like Moon Knight. Yeah. He's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, he's part of Marvel Knights as well. So, I think, actually, that might be the 3. That might be Moon Knight, Punisher, and Blade. I think that might be Marvel Knights. But, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're going to sell them to you for another $20. So, like you said, $60 for the game, and another $20 for DLC.
Mm-hmm. Does that count the Fantastic Four and X-Men as well, or do you have to pay another $20 for them too? Because then you're just buying a whole nother game. Or are they going to do a season pass as well, where you get like $10 off? And you...
I would assume season pass is coming. That actually got Nintendo into trouble with Smash Brothers on the Wii U because they didn't do a season pass. Instead, they just sold every character, I think, for like $7 each. And so you can't, like you said, you came out after buying all of the characters almost to the same price of the game. So they were kind of like, that's fucked up, Nintendo.
Yeah.
And you didn't really have an option. They didn't even consider doing it. That's why on Smash Brothers Wii U or Switch Ultimate, they gave you a season pass.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now whenever they come out, you just download.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with Ultimate Alliance. Maybe they'll do a future or maybe the game will get ported over. Maybe it's just a timed exclusive, and it'll just be ported over to like PC and Xbox and PlayStation, all that. And if that happens, maybe it comes with all the DLC.
Maybe.
So hopefully, maybe that happens, but we'll see. Right now, like I said, I'm triggered that they're selling you Punisher for extra money. So, I wanted to talk more about this, but I realize now that I don't have a whole lot to say. Fire Emblem comes out at the end of July. I'm hyped. I said to Nintendo, when you announce Fire Emblem, I will buy a Switch. They announced Fire Emblem last year. I bought a Switch for Christmas.
Nice.
And here we are. Aoi Yuki got announced as doing one of the characters in the game.
Well, that's horrible.
You mean amazing? And
nobody wants Tanya in a Fire Emblem game. No.
hey, and Madoka.
Yeah, nobody wants her either.
Aoi Yuki just does all your favorite characters.
Maybe Aho girl.
Oh man, I got to show you Jinako from FGO.
She does do Diane in
Seven Deadly Sins. Yes.
I do like her. She's my waifu in that.
Yes.
Along with Merlin.
You don't like Shuten Doji?
Oh, she does her too?
Yeah. And Okita Soji.
I don't know. Was that the yellow one?
Okita is the saber, Sakura saber.
Oh.
Yeah. The short-haired one. Yeah.
Okay,
Japanese.
they're cool.
Japanese.
They're cool. But, no Madoka. I've been against Madoka for a while, so...
And what about Antonia, apparently? But yeah.
But again, I like their shows, just not them. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's it. I've honestly kept myself relatively spoiler free in terms of the new Fire Emblem. So I'm just gonna wait and see. I'm sure it'll be fun. I'm sure it'll be good. Like I said, it comes out the week of Evo, so it's like Tuesday the game comes in. Thursday I'm flying out. So guess what I'm gonna be playing?
Yeah.
Over there in Vegas. So that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. And that'll be a game that I'll probably buy every stupid piece of DLC for. Because I'm a tool like that. Fire Emblem. So I'll do a review on that probably when I get back from Vegas.
Cool.
And finally, the game that I've held off on and I'm going to end this with is Astral Chain. And Astral Chain is the new game coming from Platinum. And it literally is, I think it was like the producer or the director of Nier Automata. So I was like, fuck, we're already on a good sign. The gameplay looks like Nier Automata with like stands from JoJo or Persona if you're a Persona guy. It's like you're followed around by this guy who can go and like they showed him they make platforms for you to walk on. They attack enemies. They do elemental attacks like freeze people. All sorts of crazy zany shit.
Right.
And it's Platinum, so it's like gonna be fast combat. Fast, intense combat. And so, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And then I discovered, because I was looking at it, But turns out that the character designer for the game is the guy that used to do like DNA Squared, 3x3 Eyes. I don't know if do you remember Iria, the
Yes.
Zerome Hunter?
Yes.
That guy.
Okay.
So he's doing character design, and I was like,
Nice.
I liked Iria.
Yeah.
That we're going. That's 90s anime now, man. But yeah. So I'm thinking that this might be pretty cool. I don't know what that guy's been doing until now, but if he's doing a game with Platinum, sign me up, fam.
Right.
I saw a little bit of an extended gameplay trailer too, and they were showing like, dude was on the motorcycle and he's all like, fighting and shooting like virtual cop and stuff like that. So very, very Platinum games. Very Platinum games. And so I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be cool. That arguably might have been my game of the show. That's the one that I'm probably going to buy a collector's edition for by day of. Immediately be like, get out of here, PlayStation. Switch is being turned on. But yeah, that's the one I'm going to be keeping my eye out on. I might give you guys an update if I hear anything else coming out about it. So
Nice.
yeah, Astral Chain. Yeah.
I'll have to look that one up.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I saw anything for that.
Yeah. Cool. And that's all I got.
Awesome.
Any closing thoughts on E3 then? Before we get out of here?
I wish I would have watched more. Other than Ubisoft.
Of all the shows.
I did watch like the beginning of Squaresoft, like on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I went and looked up the presentation and saw a little bit of it. But it didn't. It's not a whole lot.
Yeah.
I would say there are still a few games that I want to get. Obviously, the Dragon Ball,
Yes.
Watchdog Legion. I'm gonna have to look more into it, but for right now, it's looking like one that I'm gonna probably end up buying.
Good.
I think Bethesda is the most I want with Doom Eternal. I do want to get the Wolfenstein. Ghostwire Tokyo looked interesting.
That was the game that Ikumi came out on. Yeah.
Yeah, that one looked interesting. And Rage 2
Okay.
looked kind of interesting. And Deathloop.
What was it? What they say it was Looper. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Those, like I said, Bethesda had the most games that looked interesting for me. But Square, it's just Final Fantasy 7. That was it. Just Final Fantasy. And Nintendo, I mean, Nintendo has a bunch of games that I want, but again, I don't want to spend $60 on them.
It's rough. It's rough.
Especially like for the Zelda, the Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
I love the Legend of Zelda games, but I haven't played one in forever because they keep keeping the price at $60. And I'm cheap.
He's got Sarima to play.
I do. And well, Xbox. I mean, I don't nothing for Xbox because, like you said, most of the good games for that are going to be multi-platform.
Yeah.
So
And they can keep Battletoads.
they can keep Battletoads. But other than that, it was just okay. It was an okay E3.
Yeah.
It wasn't tremendous. It didn't
Yeah.
like get me super hyped for anything.
Yeah. And look at the games that I was excited for. Final Fantasy VII, already knew about it. Fire Emblem, already knew about it.
Yeah.
Link's Awakening, already knew about it. The honest surprise was Astral Chain. And I believe that game actually debuted at E3. Like, it wasn't even shown in Tokyo or Japan or anything.
Oh,
it
yeah.
debuted here at E3. So, yeah.
Okay.
So, I made a comment that in trying to cut down on FGO time, but so they announced like a release date for Final Fantasy VII Remake. Today, as of the recording of this podcast, the game Bloodstained came out, which is a inspired by Castlevania Symphony of the Night game. And then in FGO JP, the new character William Tell.
Yeah.
He was the guy that shot the apple off dude's head.
Right.
So, legendary marksman, hunter. He came out in the new story chapter of FGO Japan, and he looks like Big Boss from Metal Gear Solid. And so I said, we have Final Fantasy VII, Symphony of the Night, and Metal Gear Solid. What is this, 1998? So, yeah, it's a really weird time to be into games, but again, I also think that everyone is just kind of winding down this current console generation.
Yeah.
You know, that's why you don't see any like super like or any like brand new IPs coming out, because everyone's just waiting. They probably have a bunch of ideas, but they're waiting, you know, because they don't want to put it out on a console and then it's dead. You know, especially since they're talking that the PS5 might be backwards compatible and use all your PS4 games. They were like, then what's the point? So,
yeah.
Didn't
they also say that the PS5 might be their last system?
I don't know about that.
I think I saw something, like an article about that.
Sure.
But,
you know, like I said, I'm going to PC anyways, because Sony is going full social justice, you know, with their censorship and their, you know, what about the children? You guys make God of War. Shut up. Oh, God. So, yeah, that's why I'm going PC, hopefully later this year. But, yeah, I made a note to talk about Bloodstained because when Roman arrived today, we were setting up for this recording. I was watching a little bit of it, and it looks amazing. I can't wait to play it.
Looks pretty cool.
But I'm going to wait until after Las Vegas because all my attention and my funds are all towards Vegas and EVO. And when I get back, I'm probably going to blitzkrieg all of these games that I'm missing right now and go crazy. Yeah. Oh, and then as of the recording of this podcast, starting next week is going to be Summer Games Done Quick, SGDQ. So originally we were going to record podcasts, so we may or may not be doing a podcast next week, but stay tuned to the page. We'll make more announcements there.
Yeah.
So maybe we will, but yes. In the meantime, though, go check them out. That's where they speedrun games. They're also on theyeti.com. They'll be doing special video game t-shirts for the week. Oh. And I believe a portion of the proceeds go to charity. So it's a good opportunity to get some cool swag and help some people out. So, because the whole event is for charity.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's where I get a bunch of like my video game shirts and all that too. So.
Okay.
So yeah, so SGDQ will be starting next week, and then we're gonna have to record at some point because AX is the following week. Yeah. So we're gonna have to talk about stuff, and it's the end of the anime season as well. So.
Which, by the way, if you are a Bang Dream fan, the voice actress for Kasumi is going to be at AX.
Oh, wow.
Along with a few other band members. And I know Rosalia is going to be at a convention in LA as well. But I don't remember which one.
So some of the Bang Dream girls are going to be there, but also Aquars from Love Live is going to be there. So are they going to have to like be separated, or are they just going to fight when they see each other? They walk by, they just pull each other's hair.
Just going to have a battle of the bands.
They're just going to okay.
Yeah.
What you got to give me Vegas odds for those, okay? So I know who to bet on.
Well, I mean, as far as I know, there's more members of our cores, right?
Yeah, I think there's 9.
Yeah, there's only 5 for Poppin' Party, so.
Ooh, all right. We're going to have to bring some weapons and
then again, all the people in Poppin' Party have more talent in their little fingers than our cores does. Every single member of that band.
Shots fired.
Yes.
All right.
You know where my allegiance lies.
You heard the man. What did you think about E3? Comment down below. Are you hyped for anything? What do you think? Did Tifa offend you? Did Todd Howard offend you? Did you think that Ikumi-san was the waifu of the season, if not of E3?
Or was Keanu?
Or was Keanu your waifu? That's fair too. You're breathtaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you sat through all of this, thank you so much. This is in general too. This is kind of the stuff that Roman and I have been talking about doing. Just not always about like, well, this episode of Demon Slayer, they did the thing. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So this is kind of the stuff that we would like to start doing too. So we might start branching off and talking about other subjects or other topics. Anime is not going away because anime is still
the main focus.
Yes, why we're here. But you know, we also do want to expand and touch on different points, and you know, always keep the conversation going. Always want to hear what you guys think and what you guys are interested in and
right.
what you guys have to say. So. Yeah, next time, I mean, once AX is over, I might touch on AX, or at least what I hear went down at AX. I don't know if I mentioned this, but Demon Slayer is going to have an event at AX.
I think you did. I think you mentioned that the first part of this episode. Yeah. Okay,
I'm very curious as to what's going to happen there. So I'm keeping my eye on that. Yeah. So AX should be good. Year 2 anniversary should be good for FGO, and then likewise a month after that, when I get back from Evo in Vegas, I'll probably touch on that too. Talk about what drama went down. Also, as of the recording of this podcast, Samurai Showdown comes out next week. So if you're a fighting game guy, check that one out because that's a classic.
It is. Is this the first game they've had in a while?
Yes, because the last one they did was Samurai Showdown Sen for 360.
Yeah,
and that was like 2010. So, and this is being done by the original OG SNK guys.
Okay.
So, this is,
So it's going to be good then.
It should be pretty good. It's going to be on Evo. It's going to be on the main stage.
Nice.
So, yeah.
All right.
But that about wraps it up on my end. Any closing thoughts?
Wish E3 was a little more wow,
Yeah.
Usually you get a lot of really good stuff.
Yeah.
But, I mean, what can you do?
Correct.
Other than that, we do want to start branching out. So, like, we've been talking about doing our manga episode or merchandise or even getting, like, some guests on here to interview. Yeah. So, we just got to start discussing how we're going to incorporate that.
Yeah. How
often we're going to do it,
Yeah.
Like, maybe every other episode or something.
Yeah.
We got to have a discussion.
Yeah,
but,
we're gonna hammer it out. We're gonna get some content going on, and we got some plans in the works.
Yes,
for sure.
We definitely do. But other than that, I've got nothing else to add.
All right.
Look for my reactions. Will be coming out for Isekai Quartet. Should be up by the time this is uploaded, and I didn't do Fruits Basket last week, so expect that to be out when the next episode comes out. I'll just do the 2 episodes together.
Cool.
But, until then, I'm Roman.
I am Steven Sonosuke-sama.
And we'll see you for the next episode.
Take care, everybody.
Bye. Don't attack my hand.